Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Kalyan, Govinda, Suhashini. Good morning, everyone. Quickly join in, everyone. Let's go ahead and get it started. Quickly join in. Let's start. Is the audio video clear to everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Audio video is clear to everyone. Quickly tell me, is the audio video clear? Yes, sir. Okay. How many of you solved question answers? How many of you solved question answers yesterday? Quickly tell me, how many of you did solve question answers yesterday? Did you guys solve question answers yesterday? Yes, sir. How many of you did solve question answers yesterday? Quickly tell me. Question answer solving, how many of you did? Done. Solved, sir. Very good. Done with Q&A book. Very good. Solved. People who are solving question answers are only the 10-15% students who are going to score good. Others, Baba, 40, 45, only if you do only revision, it will not help. You have to do question answers. Okay. Where is that knowledge ka book? Did you do the amendments, all of them? Yes, sir. Did question answer, sir. Solved ITC question. Very good. Chalo. Can we get it started, everyone? Is everyone ready? Ready. Let's go ahead, everyone. Quickly tell me, are we all ready? Yes, sir. Chalo, let's go ahead. Savita, after the class. Doubts after the class relating to question answer. Chalo. Yes, sir. Ready. I want full juice in the class, everyone. Can we get it started? Very good. Chalo, we'll go ahead and get it started, everyone. Done. All the doubt solving after the class. Okay? Let's start. Now, let's go ahead and now move to the next chapter. The next chapter which we are going to revise now is the chapter of TDS. I believe this time TDS in exam, you must see one small question in the exam. Means either a direct question or you will see a question which will be linking to the chapter of TDS. Please be very careful. Chapter of TDS and TCS, both TDS and TCS, you will see one question in your exam, 4 to 6 marks. Okay, everyone, let's get it started. TDS under section number 51. TDS under section number 51. So, sir, when is TDS applicable? First of all, you have to always remember that TDS is applicable whenever one person is a registered person and is applying to government department. Sir, who are the people whom they go ahead and supply that the other recipient will go ahead and deduct TDS? Everyone listen to me very carefully. Who are these people who will go ahead and deduct TDS? This is very important from exam point of view. Listen to me very carefully. Who are TDS deductor? You should always remember. Number one, who are the person liable to deduct TDS? This point you should always remember. Sir, department or establishment of central government, state government. Any department of the central government or state government is liable to deduct TDS. Or local authority, any local authority which is there, any local authority, any panchayat, municipality which is there has to go ahead and deduct TDS. Governmental agency which is there has to go ahead and deduct TDS, or any category of person which is notified by the government on the recommendation of council. This notified category, notification number 50/2018 and 57/2018, both were being issued notifying the people who are liable to deduct TDS. And here they went ahead and told, if there is any authority, any board or any other body, authority, board or any other body which is set up under an act of parliament. So any body, any authority which is set up under an act of parliament or under the act of the state legislature or established by the government. It's an establishment by the whom, everyone? Government. Then And remember, in either of them, the equity and control is more than 51% with the government, more than equal to 51% is with the government, then that authority, board or any other body will go ahead and deduct TDS. Then next one, societies which are established by the central government, state government or local authority has to go ahead and deduct TDS under if the society which is government का society plus registered under the Societies Registration Act. ठीक है. If there is a public sector undertaking, they also have to go ahead and deduct TDS. Now for TDS, I will refer to the amended chart which is there. Okay, everyone, done sir? Amended chart, हाँ, because there are small amendment point which I have gone ahead and added. ठीक है. तो sir, who are the people liable to deduct TDS? Department of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority, Governmental Agency, or any person or category of person notified by the government on recommendation of council. Sir, then we went ahead and learned who are the notified category, authority, board or any other body which is set up under an act of parliament or set up under an act of state legislature or set up by the government, and in either of them the 51% share should be with the government, greater than equal to 51% share should be with the government. Or if it's a society which is established under the societies, registered under the Societies Act and it's an establishment of the government, then it has to deduct TDS. Or if it's a public sector undertaking, they have to go ahead and deduct TDS. Now listen to me very carefully. Here one more people they have gone ahead and told, which is important from exam point of view, that sir, if there is a registered person who is receiving metal scrap from another registered person. So sir, I hope you guys remember, if there is an unregistered person who is supplying metal scrap to registered person, then in that scenario, this registered person had to pay the GST under RCM. This you guys already know. Yes sir, metal scrap. Now again, if there is an unregistered person supplying metal scrap to unregistered person, then Baba nothing. Then there is nothing. No GST payable under forward or reverse. But if there is a registered person and he is supplying metal scrap to another registered person, remember this point, if there is metal scrap wala registered person supplying metal scrap to registered person, then this registered person has to pay GST under, not GST under RCM wala point is not applicable over here. In this scenario, this registered person has to deduct TDS. Remember one point, this person has to deduct TDS. Very, very important everyone. From exam point of view, you will see one small point in the exam regarding metal scrap. Please be careful. If unregistered person is supplying to registered person will go ahead and pay GST under RCM. If unregistered person is supplying to unregistered person, there is nothing, no forward, no reverse. But if there is a registered person who is going ahead and supplying metal scrap, he will charge the GST under forward charge, but the recipient has to go ahead and deduct. In this scenario, RCM is not applicable. Recipient has to go ahead and deduct TDS. This is very, very important from exam point of view. You will see one small question on this. Done, sir. This point is clear. Remember one thing over here. So notified category mein one more category got added, D category, which says registered person supplying metal scrap to another registered person. Recipient registered person has to go ahead and deduct TDS. Done. Now here they have gone ahead and told, although Ministry of Defense, Indian Army, Ministry of Defense basically, they are not liable to deduct TDS. They are not liable to deduct TDS, although government department, but not liable to deduct TDS. Done, sir. This point is clear. So sir, when is TDS liable to be deducted? Always remember one point, TDS ka point mein, whenever there is a supplier who is going in and supplying to government department, and basically this person is going in and supplying to these people, and the value of the supply is more than 2.5 lakh. Remember one point, the value of the supply should be more than 2.5 lakh excluding GST. Then, so for an example, in our example over here, 3 lakh plus GST, 3 lakh rupees plus CGST and SGST, the recipient who is there, the recipient, if they are these people, which we have gone ahead and understood, they first have to go ahead and take compulsory registration. It can be taken on the basis of TAN number or PAN number. It's a separate registration, not a normal registration. It's a separate registration to be taken as a TDS deductor, and TDS will be deducted only on the value. Remember, TDS is never deducted on the GST amount which is there. TDS is deducted on the main value. If in the invoice CGST and SGST is charged on 3 lakh rupees, 1% CGST and 1% SGST will be deducted. If on the invoice IGST is charged, then Baba 2% IGST will be deducted by the deductor. So for an example over here, 3 lakh rupees pay 2%, which is 6,000 rupees. And hence the balance 2,96,000 will be deducted as TDS, balance 2,94,000 plus 54,000, 3,48,000 will be remitted to this guy. Now once this amount is being remitted to the supplier over here, the supplier will go ahead and say, sir, what about my 6,000 rupees? The government will go ahead and say that, sir, your 6,000 rupees is the TDS amount which we have gone ahead and TDS is always to be deposited using your cash ledger to the government. So TDS deductor will deposit the TDS with the government and file a return which is GSTR 7. Once they file the GSTR 7, the amount of TDS which is there will be given to the supplier in their e-cash ledger. Basically, it will go to the supplier. Supplier has to accept and he will get the credit in his e-cash ledger. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than that, the most important point you always have to remember, this 2.5 lakh is per sale value which is there. But supposingly, one person has got a tender from the government department and he is supplying under a tender. Might be government have gone ahead and given an annual contract saying, sir, full year ke liye you have to go ahead and supply. If the contract is there, then you don't have to see single invoice value. You have to go ahead and see the contract value. If contract value is more than 2.5 lakh, now every single invoice value will not matter. Sir, if the contract value is more than 2.5 lakh, every payment which you go ahead and do, every invoice ke liye, whatever payment you do, TDS has to be deducted. Yes, sir, this point is told. In case of supply under a contract, check for total contract value. If value is more than 2.5 lakh, then do TDS on every single value. Now, every single value will not matter. Always see contract for determining TDS or no TDS, but deduct TDS on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Always remember, whenever you are making the payment, please go ahead and deduct TDS. There is a question which is there on this. You must go ahead and solve it from your book. In your book, there is a question which is given. Big question. Relating to TDS deductor, I have gone ahead and told in the important question list also, you must go ahead and do it. Done, sir. Now, in this chapter, one of the most important point again, number one, you should always remember TDS is to be deducted only when the value is more than 2.5 lakh. Who are the TDS deductor? This point is very important, and this point is important. When is no TDS required to be deducted? When is no TDS required to be deducted? Always remember, no TDS if goods and services supplied takes place between one TDS deductor, one person to another person specified in A, B, C, D. Basically, what they are going ahead and telling, one TDS deductor going ahead and supplying to another TDS deductor, A, B, C, D category, all notified category, all of them. So basically notified category also and ABC category also. All these people, when the TDS deductor is going in and supplying to another TDS deductor, there is no TDS. But sir, this is not applicable. This is not applicable. One small amendment over here, except in case of supplier of metal scrap. So supposingly I am a supplier of metal scrap, I go ahead and supply to another metal scrap. Baba, metal scrap wala is a TDS deductor, but still they have gone ahead and told in case of metal scrap wala people, TDS will be deducted. So sir, generally one TDS deductor supplying to another TDS deductor, there is no TDS which is there, but still this is not applicable in case of supplier of metal scrap. Please be very careful about it. Done, sir. This point is clear. The next one over here. Sir, I put a star and I have written it over here. Done. Goods and services are supplied from one PSU to another PSU, whether or not a distinct person. So if one PSU is going ahead and supplying to another PSU, sir, again one TDS deductor supplying to another TDS deductor, but they have specifically got ahead and told even if they are not distinct person, doesn't matter. PSU ka case mein they will not go ahead and deduct TDS. Done, sir. The next one PSU supplying to another PSU, no TDS. Total value of the contract is less than equal to 2.5 lakh. If the total value of the contract is less than equal to 2.5 lakh, then also TDS is not applicable, because TDS is applicable only when the value is more than 2.5 lakh. Supplier and place of supply. This point is also very good, everyone. Supplier and place of supply are in different state from the state of the registration of the recipient. So over here I go ahead and tell you. So for an example, supplier is in Karnataka. Place of supply where he has gone ahead and given the service is also in Karnataka. Recipient is in Tamil Nadu. Remember one point, everyone. In this scenario, supplier will go ahead and charge CGST and Karnataka GST. Recipient will not go ahead and deduct any TDS. No TDS is required to be deducted. But supplier is in Karnataka, recipient is in Tamil Nadu, and place of supply is also in Tamil Nadu. Baba, in this scenario though, I will simply go ahead and charge, because place of supply is in Tamil Nadu, I'll charge IGST and he will go ahead and deduct TDS at the rate of 2%. No problem at all. Remember, when supplier and place of supply in one state, recipient is in other. Supplier and place of supplier together, recipient is in other, then there is no TDS. This point is very, very important. Done. Sir, transaction is out of scope. When transaction pe there is no GST, only no TDS. Transaction is nil rated, wholly exempted, non-taxable, no TDS, because transaction pe there is no GST only. Transaction on which tax is payable under RCM. When I have gone ahead and supplied you and I am not going to collect any tax and pay, then in that scenario, because you are paying the GST under RCM, government is going ahead and telling, please don't go ahead and deduct any TDS. The next is payment made to unregistered supplier. So sir, tell me one thing, if this person is unregistered, then Baba, government department will not deduct TDS, because TDS is only applicable only if this person is a registered person. Registered person ka case mein TDS is applicable, otherwise there is no TDS. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than this, Baba, these are small points which are just written over here. These are for your reading purpose. Nothing very important from exam point of view. One small point you should remember: when is TDS required? Who are the people required to deduct TDS? This amendment wala point which I have told you. And sir, when is no TDS required to be deducted? That's all is the most important part. You will see 1, 2 to 3 mark or might be a 4 mark question from this chapter. Please be very careful. Do one question and go for exam. Sir, what kind of a chapter you will tell this? TDS or TCS? B graded, I'll go ahead and say. One question you will go ahead and see in your exam. B graded, everyone. Done, sir. Closing my revision on the chapter of TDS. So, are we all 100% clear, everyone? Can we go ahead? Yes, sir. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now, listen. Now we'll go ahead and move to the next chapter. The next chapter is TDS ke baad, the TCS wala chapter. Baba, the name is TDS written over here. It is TCS ka chapter, section number 52. Everyone, please come to TCS ka chapter, which is section number 52. Okay, what happened over here? Just give me a second. This chart, ठीक है, section number 52. Now TDS or TCS का chapter. Now TCS में basically e-commerce वाला transactions are also included, and hence we are going to talk about the chapter. Now the chapter name only has changed. It is called e-commerce, electronic commerce transactions which are there. E-commerce transaction. Everyone, please come over here. Let's go ahead and quickly talk. It says, what is an e-commerce? E-commerce means going ahead and supplying of goods, services, or both, including digital product over the digital or electronic network. Basically, when you are going ahead and supplying online, they are going ahead and telling it's an e-commerce. Who is an e-commerce operator? Basically, who is having his own or operates and manages one digital or electronic facility or a platform for electronic commerce. That person is called an e-commerce operator. Who operates, manages an e-commerce facility for doing the e-commerce is called a e-commerce operator. Sir, there are various models which are given for e-commerce. Okay, fine. Now here you have to remember, in case of ECO, there are two categories of ECO. One is a ECO which comes under section number 9.5. One is an ECO which is required to deduct TDS. If section number 9.5 is applicable, then remember one thing, TCS provision, whenever I say TDS now, please remember we are talking about TCS. TCS provisions are not applicable. Sir, but so if section number 9.5 is applicable, then TCS provisions are not applicable. If TCS provisions are there, anyways TCS provisions are there. Sir, only section number 9.5 for few transactions it is there. Few notified supplies, section number 9.5 is applicable. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about it. Whenever section number 9.5 is applicable on a transaction, remember TCS provisions are not applicable. If section number 9.5 is not applicable, then TCS provisions are applicable. Everyone over here now, listen. Section number 9.5 goes ahead and says, see, section number 9.1 normal levy, 9.2 HP man, 9.3 reverse charge mechanism में recipient will pay. Section number 9.4 also reverse charge mechanism. Section number 9.5 says sometimes suppliers are taking GST or recipients are taking GST. Both is difficult, and hence government goes ahead and catches the neck of the person in between who is the e-commerce operator, and government goes ahead and says, hey, e-commerce operator, you pay me the GST. In some services, government went ahead and so taking GST from the supplier is also difficult, recipient is also difficult, and hence government went ahead and caught the neck of the between wala person who is the e-commerce operator, and government told, hey, e-commerce, you pay me the GST on the notified services which are there. And that is what is told. Notified category of services, the intrastate supply of which the tax will be payable by whom? The center wala e-commerce operator, and he will be assumed as if he is the supplier, and all the provision will be applicable on the e-commerce operator as if he is the supplier. Basically, he will go ahead and raise the invoice, he will go ahead and collect the GST, he will go ahead and pay the GST to the government. All the provision will be applicable on him. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now here, what are the category of services which are notified? Important again from exam point of view, please be careful about it. What are the services which are notified under section number 95? What are the services which are notified? Notified category of services may we go ahead and call it THAR, T square HAR. Yes sir. Number one is transportation of passenger. Remember, transportation of passenger by a radio taxi or a motor cab or a maxi cab. Sir, motor cab means up to 6 wala passenger, maxi means big, so up to 12 wala passengers which is there. Cab, those are called maxi cab, maximum capacity, big. Okay, everyone. So radio taxi, motor cab, maxi cab, motorcycle or any other mode of motor vehicle, if anyone is giving transportation of passenger through e-commerce, the e-commerce operator will become liable. So for an example over here, Ola is there. Ola ke through one person went online and booked a cab. In this scenario, always remember, always e-commerce operator will collect the GST and he will only pay the GST under section number 95. Done, sir. This point is clear. The next over here is transportation of passenger by omnibus over here. Omnibus means, sir, normally bus, like big buses which are there, they are going and telling, except where the person supplying through e-commerce operator is a company. Now always you can remember one thing. So for an example, redbus.com is there, one supplier is there and one person wants to book a ticket. He will go to redbus will direct over here, he will go ahead and provide the service. In this scenario, they are going ahead and telling, if the supplier is a company, supplier will be liable. But if supplier is not a company, then Baba, in that scenario, remember, e-commerce operator will be liable. E-commerce operator will be liable means e-commerce will collect the GST and e-commerce will pay the GST under section number 95. Remember one thing, if in this scenario, the bus operating company which is there, the bus operator is a company, then bus operator only will collect the GST from you and bus operator only will pay the GST to the government. But if bus operator is not a company, it is not a company, might be a partnership firm, might be an individual, then always remember e-commerce operator only will become liable. That's all they have gone ahead and told. H for housekeeping services such as plumbing, carpenting, etc. Always remember, again, Urban Clap is there. One person went online, booked Urban Clap, may one plumber came and gave the service. Here you have to go ahead and see the status of the supplier. If the supplier is liable to register under section number 22(1), then supplier, because his turnover is more than registration limit, here supplier only will be liable. Supplier will be liable to pay the GST. Then sir, if supplier is not liable to register, then always remember e-commerce operator will go ahead and pay. So for an example, this person ka turnover is less than registration limit or up to registration limit. In that scenario, e-commerce operator will collect the GST and e-commerce operator has to pay the GST under section number 95. Done, sir. T, transportation. H for housekeeping. A for accommodation services. Again, accommodation services can be given in hotel, inn, guest house, camp, campsite, club, meant for residential or lodging purpose. Remember, in case of housekeeping or accommodation, both services, the same philosophy will apply for accommodation services also. So for an example, I have one room which is there. I went ahead and gave it to Oyo. May people went, they came over here, they stayed, and Baba, in this scenario, remember, if I am a supplier who is already liable to register under section number 21, I have to pay the GST. Otherwise, e-commerce operator has to go ahead and pay the GST. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now, here is the next one, restaurant services. Always remember, in case of restaurant services also, like Swiggy, Zomato, etc., whenever any person will go ahead and whenever any person will place the order will come over here. They will go ahead and supply. In this scenario, always ECO always will be liable, whether the restaurant is registered or unregistered, doesn't matter. Always the e-commerce operator only has to collect the GST and pay the GST under section number 95. Done, sir. This point is clear. That's all they have gone ahead and told. Restaurant services, except when the restaurant or eating joint is located in a specified premises. Then, what do you mean by specific? So, they are going in and telling, generally, in case of restaurant services provided through e-commerce, who will be liable? Always the e-commerce operator will be liable. But then they have gone ahead and told, except when the restaurant services are provided by a restaurant which is located in specified premise. Now, sir, what is a specified premise? So for an example, supposingly, who is this, sir? This is Prerna over here. Again, Prerna went to online. Prerna told Mama, I want to eat food. Mama told, okay, I'll order the food from Taj. Okay? Taj group of hotels which are there. They have rooms which are there, and the room rent is more than, everyone remember one thing, if any of the room ka rent is more than 7,500, if any of the room ka rent is more than 7,500, then Taj ka premises which is there, it will become specified premise. Now sir, what happened over here? Order was placed from a restaurant which is located inside a specified premise, and from here the food was sent. Then remember one thing, because it's a specified premise means a premise in which any accommodation ka rent is more than 7,500. Then remember, in this scenario, who will go ahead and pay the GST? The restaurant only will pay the GST. E-commerce operator will not be liable. Done, sir. Specified premise means premises providing hotel accommodation having declared tariff more than 7,500 per day per unit. Done, sir. Sir, tell me one thing. In all of these cases which you have gone in and told, if the e-commerce is there in India, e-commerce will go ahead and pay GST. If e-commerce is not there in India, e-commerce is there, e-commerce will pay. E-commerce is not there, representative will pay. Representative not there, they have to, representative has to be appointed in India, has to take registration, because under section number 9(5), if you are required to pay GST, you have to take compulsory registration and pay. So representative will have to go ahead and take registration and will have to go ahead and pay the GST. Yes, sir, this point is clear. Now, here one small circular is there relating to services relating to restaurant which are provided through e-commerce operator. But this circular which is there, it is just for your reading purpose. You can quickly go through this circular. Okay? Might be they go ahead and ask a small point. Plus, please remember from exam point of view, sir, this circular is just for your reading purpose. Once you can go ahead and read and go for exam. Okay? But other than that, remember what are the services on which e-commerce operator is liable? There are 4 services which are there. THAR: transportation, housekeeping, accommodation and restaurant. Transportation, housekeeping, accommodation and restaurant. Done, sir. This point is clear. My question to all of you, everyone. Supposingly, here there is a beautician who is there, not a plumber. Beautician. Okay? This guy is a beautician, not a plumber. Okay? And supposingly there is one, who is this? Sir, this is Vamsi. Vamsi is getting married. So Vamsi went online and booked a beautician. Beautician came and gave the service. Can you tell me in this scenario, who will be the person liable? Will it be the e-commerce operator? Okay. Supposingly this beautician ka turnover is less than registration limit. Who will pay the GST? Who will pay the GST? Can you guys tell me? Remember one thing, everyone. Remember one thing, everyone. Beautician services are not notified services. Beautician means denting, painting of person. We are not talking about denting, painting of person. Housekeeping services are being notified. Housekeeping means denting, painting of house. You called a plumber, electrician to do denting, painting of your house. In that scenario, e-commerce operator will be liable. Beautician services are not notified, so please be very careful. It is not a notified service. Only on notified service like transportation of passenger by radio, taxi, motor cab, maxi cab, omnibus, housekeeping, accommodation and restaurant service, e-commerce operator will be liable. But other than that, any other services provided through e-commerce, e-commerce will not be liable. Please be very careful about it. Done, sir. This point is clear. Here we are done with your 9(5) wala 4 services: transportation, housekeeping, accommodation and restaurant services which are there. Please come to the next one. The next one is e-commerce ka transaction mein again TCS ka provision. TDS nahi baba, TCS ka provision. Is everyone there with me? Quickly tell me, are we all 100% clear till here? Quick. Are we all there? Yes, sir. All clear. Everyone over here now. Now listen to me very carefully. What is TCS ka provision? They have gone ahead and seen that people who are suppliers nowadays are sitting at home and going ahead and doing business, and government is not able to catch them. So government went ahead and told, hey, e-commerce operator, through you people are going ahead and doing business. So I want you to inform me who are the people who are there. I want you to inform me who are the people who are there who are going ahead and supplying through you. So e-commerce told, how will I go ahead and inform you, sir? Government told, just deduct 0.25% CGST. Baba, for this we will go ahead and use the amended chart which is there. In the amended chart, I've gone ahead and told the TCS ka rates have changed. Yes, sir. Now it is 0.25% and 0.25%. Earlier it was 0.5 and 0.5. Now it is 0.25 and 0.25. So please be very careful about it. Okay, sir. Done. Now, so if there is a supplier who is going in and supplying to e-commerce operator. So for an example, we'll go ahead and take the example. Sir, who is this? Supposingly, we'll go ahead and say this is Priya. Okay, sir. We'll go ahead and take the example. This is Priya over here. Okay, sir. Priya went online to Flipkart. Flipkart went ahead and gave the order to the supplier. Supplier packed the goods and send it to Priya. Now in this scenario, the supplier will go ahead and send the invoice also, and Priya will make the online payment to the Flipkart. Now here government went ahead and told, I want to know who are the suppliers who are going ahead and supplying through the e-commerce operator, and hence government went ahead and told the e-commerce operator that you should go ahead and deduct TCS. So sir, supposing the invoice value is 50,000 plus the GST which is charged is 5,000 rupees over here. Remember, if in the invoice CGST and SGST is being charged on the supply value, on the value of the supply, the TCS which the e-commerce operator will deduct will be 0.25% CGST and 0.25% SGST. If on the invoice IGST is being charged, then the TCS which will be deducted will be 0.5% IGST ka TCS which will be deducted. Done, sir? If this point is clear. Now Flipkart always have to remember that whenever it is going ahead and making the payment, it has to go ahead and deduct, sir, 50,000 rupees, 0.25% and 0.25% which is 0.5%, 250 rupees ka TCS. Pay the remaining amount which is there to the supplier. Done, sir. Whenever they go ahead and deduct TCS, first of all, they have to go ahead and take one TCS collector ka registration, which is a compulsory registration. Remember, TCS collector ka registration is a compulsory registration, and they have to pay the TCS using their e-cash ledger. Always remember, TCS collector ka registration is a separate registration, PAN based registration it is. Done. Now they will go ahead and collect the TCS, pay the TCS to the government, and file GSTR 8 that these people ka TCS has been deducted. And now government will go ahead and make the TCS available to the registered person in their dashboard. The people will go ahead and say, "Ha sir, this much TCS belongs to me," and the TCS will be given in their e-cash ledger. In this whole transaction, if you see, government got involved. Whenever the TCS is being paid to the government will come to know, oh, okay, this person is there who is supplying through e-commerce operator. Now, if you don't go ahead and show your sale correctly, government will come and catch your neck over here. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than that, so this concept I've gone ahead and told you over here. Other than that, everything is just for reading purpose. One point you should remember, that TCS always is to be deducted by the TCS collector. TCS will always be deducted on the aggregate value of sale which is there, on the total sales which is there, aggregate value of taxable supply minus whatever is returned. So for an example, one supplier sold 10 lakh rupees ka goods through Flipkart in this month, 5 lakh rupees ka goods came back. So sir, TCS will be only on the remaining 5 lakh rupees which is there. Remember, always exclude notified supplies under section number 9.5, because if 9.5 may e-commerce operator is paying the GST, e-commerce operator will not deduct TCS. But sir, if supposingly 9.5 may e-commerce operator is not going ahead, if 9.5 may e-commerce operator is not going ahead and paying the tax, then sir, then the e-commerce operator will deduct TCS. Done, sir. This point is clear. This was one point which I wanted to tell you. Also remember one thing, e-commerce operators file GSTR 8. In their GSTR 8, they will go ahead and say what was the sale done by you through them. So your sale which you show in your GSTR 1 will be matched with the GSTR 8 of the e-commerce operator to verify whether you are telling correct or not. That's all they have gone ahead and told. Here, always remember, e-commerce operator ka annual statement is GSTR 9B, matching your supplier GSTR 1 and or 1A. 1A word has been added. This is a small amendment over here. 1A, 1 or 1 ka whatever amendment you have done by using your GSTR 1A will be matched with suppliers GSTR 8, and any discrepancy which is there will be notified to you. You should go ahead and correct it. If you don't correct it, it will be added to your output tax liability. That's all they have gone ahead and told over here. One point which I want you guys to remember, sir, when is TCS not required to be deducted? Sir, transaction is out of scope of supply. When transaction pe there is no GST, there is no TCS which is required. Transaction which is on which recipient only is paying the GST under RCM, then in that scenario, e-commerce will not go ahead and deduct TCS. Transaction is nil rated, wholly exempt, non-taxable, TCS not required. Now, always remember one thing, whenever a supplier is supplying through e-commerce, he was required compulsory registration. However, supplier of services are exempted. Sir, he was required compulsory registration, but then government told supplier of services exempted up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh. Supplier of goods was exempted up to 40 lakh, 20 lakh or 10 lakh, subject to the condition he takes enrollment. Do you guys recall everyone? Do you guys recall everyone? It means an unregistered supplier also can go ahead and supply through e-commerce. And sir, whenever an unregistered person is supplying through e-commerce, if e-commerce goes ahead and deducts TCS, he will not get the credit, and hence government went ahead and told over here that sir, if the supply is unregistered, then Baba, e-commerce operator will not go ahead and deduct TCS, because if TCS is being deducted, he will not be able to take the credit in his e-cash ledger, and hence government told if the supply is unregistered. So sir, who are the suppliers who are unregistered? Sir, if I'm a supplier of service up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh, I'm unregistered. If I'm a supplier of goods, then 40 lakh, 20 lakh or 10 lakh a limit is there. Up to the registration limit, I am not registered. If I am not registered, TDS deduct. TCS collector will not go ahead and collect any TCS. If I by chance tell anywhere TDS now, please remember it is TCS. Okay, sir, done. Next. No TCS on services which are covered under section number 95. If section number 95 may e-commerce is going ahead and paying the GST, TCS provisions are not applicable. But if e-commerce operator is not paying the tax under section number 95, remember TCS provisions are applicable. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than that, there are special procedures which are being notified over here. Special procedure to be followed by e-commerce operator with respect to supplier of goods through them by composition taxable persons. Sir, I hope you guys remember now composition taxable persons are, sir, if composition taxable person is there who is a supplier, if there is a supplier of goods, he can be under composition and supply goods and through e-commerce. I hope you guys remember. But supplier of service is ineligible. Sir, supplier of service is ineligible. Correct, everyone? Yes, sir. But supplier of goods is eligible. So if there is a supplier of goods through e-commerce who is a composition dealer, then the e-commerce should follow special procedure. Nothing, Baba. E-commerce should not allow composition dealer to supply interstate, because composition person should not supply interstate. Secondly, e-commerce should collect TCS and pay it to the government, and e-commerce should also furnish the details in their GSTR 8. So what will the e-commerce do? Whenever this person is a composition dealer, e-commerce operator should collect TCS, pay the TCS to the government and report it in GSTR 8. Done. The next one over here is, sir, special procedure to be followed by e-commerce. Just give me a second, everyone. Special procedure to be followed by e-commerce with respect to supplier of goods through them by unregistered person. So I hope you guys remember now supplier of goods whose turnover has not crossed 40 lakh, 20 lakh or 10 lakh can take enrollment without being registered, supply through e-commerce. So they have gone ahead and told e-commerce operators should also take special care about over here that, sir, e-commerce should not allow supply of goods through it, should allow e-commerce operators should allow unregistered person to supply through e-commerce only if that person has taken enrollment number. Okay? E-commerce shall not allow any interstate supply. Baba, if a person is supplying through e-commerce and he is unregistered, he should not supply interstate. He should supply only intra. So e-commerce operators should also take care of it. E-commerce, because that guy is unregistered, should not collect TCS. But whenever it should not collect any TCS, and e-commerce shall furnish the details of the supplies in GSTR 8. Done, sir. This point is clear. We are all done with over here. Baba, one small circular clarification is there. Multiple e-commerce. So there is one supplier, there is one supplier, there is one buyer over here, and there are two e-commerces involved over here: supplier, buyer, and two e-commerce operator. Then which e-commerce will go ahead and deduct TCS? The buyer side. The buyer went ahead and placed the order in this e-commerce. The e-commerce passed on the order to this e-commerce, and this e-commerce is going to give the order to the supplier. So that second e-commerce which is there is going to go ahead and deduct. The supplier ka side wala e-commerce is going to deduct TCS, is what is being told over here. That, sir, where multiple e-commerce are involved in a single transaction, where supplier side e-commerce himself is not the supplier, TCS is to be done by the supplier side e-commerce who finally releases the payment. What happened over here? Order came in one e-commerce directed to another e-commerce operator who has the suppliers listed under him. So in this scenario, remember one thing: when the supplier side ka e-commerce, when he is releasing the final payment, this supplier side e-commerce will go ahead and deduct TCS. Done, sir. Where multiple e-commerce are involved in a single transaction. So for an example, this is the buyer, this is the e-commerce operator, and the e-commerce operator goes ahead and places the order with another e-commerce operator, and this e-commerce operator is only the supplier. Then in that scenario, the e-commerce operator, which is the buyer side wala e-commerce operator, only will go ahead and deduct TCS, is that is being told over here. Done, sir. This point is clear. Yes, sir. And in the first one, what they are told, if there is a buyer, there is a e-commerce operator, another e-commerce operator, and there is a supplier, and this e-commerce operator is not the supplier. Order came, He placed the order with this guy. This e-commerce operator is not the supplier. He has suppliers listed under him. So the order was given to this supplier. This supplier went ahead and supplied. In this scenario, this e-commerce operator will deduct TCS. In this question, sir, order came over here. This person directed the order to e-commerce operator. He is only the supplier. Then remember one thing, this e-commerce, which is the buyer side e-commerce, will go ahead and deduct TCS. I hope this point was clear. Yes, sir, this point was clear. I believe TDS or TCS 100% 4 mark question will come. Whatever points I have gone ahead and told you, sir, in this chart, what is the most important point? In this chart, you can take care of when it's TCS not required to be deducted. What is the TCS ka rate which is there? 0.25% and 0.25%. That's the amendment. So please take care of it. This circular which is there might be a small question they go ahead and ask. These special procedures I have anyways gone ahead and told you both the special procedure. That's all everyone which we have gone ahead and understood from this chapter. We'll go ahead and close our revision on the chapter of e-commerce transactions which are there. In e-commerce transaction, I've already gone ahead and told you this chart may the 4THAR is important, and this which I've gone ahead and told you, yes sir, the rates which I've gone ahead and told you, amended rates you have to remember. Done sir, closing my revision on the chapter of TDS and also TCS. Congratulations people, done. Sir, what can be the weightage from amendment? 20 to 30 marks? This time should come. 20 to 30 marks should come. That's my wish, 20 to 30 marks. That's why I've gone ahead and covered the amendments in detail. Omkar, read section number 10 to A, you will get your answer. Today at home you read it, you will get your answer. Chalo, can we go ahead everyone? Yes sir, let's go ahead. Chalo, we'll continue everyone. Everyone over here now, the next chapter which we are going to talk about is the chapter of returns over here. Sir, returns, how important the chapter is? From my point of view, if I go ahead and say the returns ka chapter is a C graded chapter, please come to the amended chart which is there so that we can talk about the amendment point also which are there. I'll quickly see if we have gone ahead and covered the amendment. Yes, Baba, TDS may we have gone ahead and covered this point. We have covered metal scrap wala TDS point which is there. E-commerce may now the rate is 0.25% and 0.25%. Yes, we have gone ahead and covered. E-commerce में yes sir rate you have gone ahead and covered. Matching में GSTR 1 के बाद GSTR 1A has been added. There is nothing else over here. Now we'll move to the chapter of returns. Correct. Now, chalo, please come to the chapter of returns everyone. Please come to the chapter of returns. Returns from exam point of view is a C graded chapter, but still we'll quickly run through the chapter. Everyone, let's go ahead and quickly run through the chapter of returns everyone. Returns में Baba, if I quickly go ahead and summarize you, whenever one person starts business, there is no return which is to be filed, but one day he'll become liable. Everyone with me, you have to go ahead and quickly tell me. Although a C graded chapter, but still, C, A, B, C. C graded is your soldiers. I have always told the students also, C graded are your soldiers. B graded are your soldiers ka manager who is there, the Senapati who manages all the soldiers. And A graded is your king, the most important part which is there, correct? But Baba, exam may no, these C graded soldiers will come for 25 marks. Okay, now tell me one thing. If you go to a battlefield without the soldiers being there, do you think only the Senapati, who is the soldiers ka main head, or the king who is there can go ahead and help you in winning the battle? Only two people can win the battle. Not possible. Not possible. You will not be able to win the battle. To win the battle, you need the soldiers, and soldiers are your C graded chapters which are there. Students think they will read only, student before the exam, I'll get hundreds of messages, same thing. Sir, I'll read only A and B and go for my exam. C graded, Arey Baba, at least before your exam, now to you should have read it. At least you should have studied now, in the next month. On the day of the exam, I can understand, or one day prior to the exam, you don't want to do it, I can understand. Students ka thought you see nowadays, sir, C graded to I never studied in my life only. I am going to study only A and B. You tell me will I pass or not? Arey Baba, you only tell me. You are going to a battlefield, leaving your soldiers behind, telling I don't want the soldier, only the king and the Senapati who is there. Two people will win the battle. Not possible. So C graded chapters you have to cover now and keep it ready. On the day or one day before the exam, if you don't do it, I can understand. But you should have read it. You can't leave it and go. On the day of the exam, we give the ABC analysis so that on the day of the exam or one day before the exam when you are preparing, you concentrate more on the A graded and B graded. C graded, you don't concentrate more, but you know them. Students' ka thought nowadays has become, I will not read C graded at all and I'll go for my exam. That is not possible. You are not going to pass. You have to remember that A graded, B graded, C graded, all the three you have to read. Might be on the day of the exam or one day before, you don't concentrate on C graded, you concentrate more on A and B. Done, sir. This point is clear. Chalo, let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. Returns. Returns may always remember, first of all, whenever you start your business, you don't have to take any registration, but one day you will become liable. When you become liable, you should apply for registration within 30 days. Okay, sir. If I go ahead and apply within 30 days, yes, sir, we remember that once I become liable for registration, I should apply within 30 days. If I apply within 30 days and registration is granted, registration will be given retrospective effectivity. Yes, sir. And now from here till here, whatever supply I have gone ahead and done, I have to go ahead and issue. For all the supply which I have done, I have to issue revised tax invoice and all the revised tax invoices so that your front person, the buyer who is there, can go ahead and take the credit. All the revised tax invoices which are there, you should show it in your first return which is there. See, Baba, theoretically, the first return ka concept is there. That first return is the first return which you will go ahead and file after you take registration, where you will show all these revised tax invoices. But practically, this concept never came, and hence, in practical, if you see in the first GSTR 1 and the GSTR 3B which is there, we go ahead and show it in the first return which we go ahead and file. Done, sir. This point is clear. So, sir, first return is done. After that, what will happen, sir? Regular returns will start. What is regular returns, everyone? Regular returns means your GSTR 1, your GSTR 1, GSTR 2 was there, GSTR 2 is no more there. Now GSTR 2B is there. You will file your GSTR 1 and sir, GSTR 3B. In case of composition dealer, it is GSTR 4 and one is GSTR 5. Okay, sir. Now, regular return every month GSTR 1. So, normal person files GSTR 1, GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, GSTR 3B. Now, what happened? The whole year got over. After the year gets over, at the year end, you have to file your annual return. After the year end, you have to file your annual return, which is your GSTR 9. And in case of composition dealer, it is 9B. And sir, I hope you guys remember, in case of e-commerce operators, it is GSTR 9. 9A is composition dealer. 9B is for e-commerce operator. It's an annual statement to be filed. Yes, sir, this point is clear. Whenever you file your annual return, you always have to remember, sir, I will go ahead and do it from here. Whenever you go ahead and file from our amended chart, you have to go ahead and remember that self-certified reconciliation statement is also required. And Baba, you guys know, self-certified reconciliation statement is only required if your aggregate turnover is more than 5 crore rupees. Annual return was required by every registered person, but then they went ahead and told from 17-18 onwards, they are always going ahead and saying till date 23-24, they have gone ahead and told that if your aggregate turnover is up to 2 crore rupees, you are exempted from filing annual return. Done, sir. This point is clear. And also, this annual return wala concept is not applicable to government department whose accounts are being audited by the CE and AG who is there, or any auditor which is appointed under their law. Done, sir. This point is clear. Annual return concept done. After that, monthly return, annual return, monthly return, annual return. Full year, every year you are filing monthly returns, annual returns, monthly return, annual return. One day you discontinued your business and you applied for your cancellation of registration. Remember one thing, when you apply for cancellation of your registration will be suspended. Once suspension is done, your cancellation proceedings are done, one cancellation order will be given. Listen to me very carefully. Cancellation order will be given and they will tell you from which date your registration will be cancelled. So, from the date of order or from the date when your registration is cancelled. Might be they give you an order on 15th of March but told your registration is cancelled from 1st of April. So, from 1st of April, within the next 3 months, you should go ahead and file your final return, which is your GSTR 10. Which one common question which I have gone ahead and seen. So, sir, what is the difference between final return and annual return? Are they both same? No, Baba. Annual return is to be filed every year once the year gets over. By 31st of December, you should go ahead and file your annual return which is there. Giving details of basically your full year ka data which is there. You go ahead and furnish in the annual return which is there. Now, sir, They have told final return over here. What is final return? Final return is bye-bye return. Once you have told a bye-bye to GST, you have to go ahead and file a final return within 3 months from the date of cancellation order or the date of actual cancellation, whichever is later. Say you have to go ahead and file one return, which is a final return, a bye-bye return. Done, sir. This point is clear. Next. Now here you have to remember GSTR 1 के साथ they have gone ahead and now introduced GSTR 1A. GSTR 1A has been introduced along with GSTR 1. Sir, what is GSTR 1A? Listen to me very carefully. So I go ahead and file for the whole month. Once the month gets over, I'll go ahead and file GSTR 1. Yes, sir, I'll file GSTR 1 by 11th of the next month. So for an example, this is the month of April. In May, I'll file GSTR 1. The details will go to the front person in GSTR 2B. Yes, sir, this point is clear. The details will go to the front person in GSTR 2B. Okay. Now, what happened? So, sir, whenever I file GSTR 1, the details will go to the front person in GSTR 2B. You did some mistake. In your GSTR 1, you did not go in and furnish some detail. You missed furnishing some details. Some invoices were being missed out. So, they are going ahead and telling, if you have not yet filed your GSTR 3B, Baba, GSTR 1 is filed, GSTR 3B is to be filed by 20th. On or before filing your GSTR 3B, in between, you will get an option to file GSTR 1A. If you have missed any details to be furnished in your GSTR 1, you can go ahead and furnish the details in GSTR 1A. People who are asking doubts, Baba, hold it. Please keep listening. First listen. Once the chapter gets over, we'll talk about everything. First listen. Okay? GSTR 1, which you have, because if you keep asking doubt, what I am telling, you will miss out on that. And you will never know what you are asking. The same thing I am going ahead and telling the answer. Everyone listen now. GSTR 1. GSTR 1 I filed it. So in GSTR 1, if I miss showing some invoices, before filing my GSTR 3B, I can go online and furnish GSTR 1A में those invoices का detail. ठीक है sir? Done. This point is clear. What will happen is, if I furnish the detail, additional invoices का detail in GSTR 1A, my GSTR 1 may basically automatically GSTR 1, whatever details were there, if I want to amend, if I want to add any more detail, I can go ahead and put the details in 1A. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now what will happen? If I furnish additional details in 1A, it will also go to the front person ka GSTR 2B. But it will go, because I did not show in GSTR 1, which was filed on due date, it will go in the front person ka GSTR 2B in the next month, not in the current month. Next month it will go. It means gone, Baba, gone. Our recipient will not get the credit in the same month if you file the details in GSTR 1A. He will get the credit in the next month. Done, sir. This point is clear. But you know what? GSTR 1 gives you whatever is the sales you have shown over here, you have to pay the tax. 1A may also, whatever sales you have gone in and shown, the total amount pay, whatever the GST is payable, you will have to pay in the same month when you are filing GSTR 3B. But the credit of GSTR 1 will go in the same month to the recipient, but the credit of 1A, because 1A was filed after 11th, it will go in the next month. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Quickly give me a heads up. Are we all 100% clear till here? Yes, sir. Are we all 100% clear? Yes, sir. It is told over here. See, in the amended chart, I have told GSTR 1A is introduced now, can be filed after GSTR 1, but before going ahead and filing GSTR 3B. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now, over here we have GSTR 1. Always remember, GSTR 1 is required to be filed by every registered person other than NRTP, composition dealer, TDS deductor, TCS collector and OIDR. These people are not required. These people are not required to file GSTR 1. Sir, all registered person including casual taxable person is required. NRTP is not required. Composition dealer is not required. TDS deductor, TCS collector and OIDR are not required to file GSTR 1. This point is clear, sir. Now, listen to me very carefully. GSTR 1 ka details which you go ahead and file, always remember, normal registered person files GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility, or he files 1A. ठीक है सर. NRTP files GSTR 5, ISD files GSTR 6, TDS TCS collector files 7 and 8. Importation of goods from outside India or SEZ, say if you are taking some goods to the domestic tariff area, always remember these details first comes in GSTR 2A. From GSTR 2A, GSTR 2B gets created on 14th. ठीक है. And in GSTR 2B you will be able to see all the invoice details of your GSTR 1, GSTR 5, GSTR 6, invoice financing facility. All the inputs ka detail will come over here. But remember one thing. In GSTR 1, if I file the detail, it will come in your GSTR 2B in the same month. But if I file GSTR 1A, after GSTR 1, I filed GSTR 1A, that details will go in the next month. Done, sir? This point is clear. Next. Now, we have monthly returns and we have quarterly returns also. Sir, monthly returns, we already know. A person who is under monthly return, if he is filing GSTR 3B, his due date is 20. So, sir, no, if he is under monthly return, GSTR 1 ka due date is 11th of the next month. So, every month, next month 11th, you have to file GSTR 1, and 20th, you have to file GSTR 3B. Whatever I show in GSTR 1, invoice, debit note, credit note, etc., it will go in 2A of the recipient, and then 2B may the details will get reflected. Whatever gets reflected in your 2B, you can go ahead and take the credit of it. Done, sir? Sir, if I am a person under quarterly return, monthly payment scheme, Baba, QRMP scheme. This time for your exam, I don't believe QRMP is very important because we have lot of other amendments, lot of other things to ask. So I don't think so. Very important, not important at all. QRMP scheme. Okay, okay, you can just go through once. QRMP may aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year is less than equal to 5 crore. If your turnover is less than equal to 5 crore, then you can go for the quarterly return monthly payment scheme, QRMP scheme. QRMP may, if you are going your quarterly one GSTR 1 and quarterly one GSTR 3B, you have to go ahead and file. Now, so that the front person can go ahead and take the credit, you every month you can use April, May, June for an example. April you will file invoice financing facility, you will use so that the front person can get the credit. May month you can use invoice financing facility so that the front person can get the credit. June month, for the whole quarter, you can go ahead and file GSTR 1. That is what is being told over here. April invoice financing facility, May invoice financing facility, June GSTR 1, which is there. For invoice financing facility and GSTR 1 of the quarterly return people, the due date is 13. Remember one point, in the GST invoice financing facility, you will furnish only B2B invoices. The front person wants the credit, only those invoices you have to go ahead and furnish. Done, sir? This point is clear. Now here, the maximum invoices ka value can be only up to 50 lakh, which can be furnished in your GSTR, not GSTR 1, in your invoice furnishing facility. And whatever the quarter ka remaining invoices are there, you will have to go ahead and furnish in your GSTR 1. And remember, invoice furnishing facility in every month is a optional facility. You want to use it, you use it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. Done, sir? The details will go in 2A, and after 2A, the 2B will get created. Now, sir, what is one important A-graded point from this chapter? Baba, in your amendment booklet, I want you guys to mark this and keep GSTR 1. I have already gone ahead and discussed. Page number 18.2. Okay? This is one of the most important point which I want you guys to concentrate. Everyone, listen to me very carefully. In your GSTR 1, how do you furnish the detail? Sir, in our GSTR 1, I have to furnish invoice-wise detail and I have to furnish consolidated details. So, let's go ahead and understand this. GSTR 1 may you will have to go ahead and furnish consolidated detail and invoice-wise detail which is there. Okay, sir? Now, one thing you have to always go ahead and remember. They have gone ahead and told over here. See, the details of the outward supply to be furnished in GSTR 1 shall include invoice-wise detail and it shall include consolidated details. Okay? Remember one thing, if you have gone in and furnished to sold to registered person or unregistered person, means if it's a B2B supplies or it's a B2C supply, you have to take care over here. B2B supply, whether you have done intrastate or you have done interstate, remember you have to furnish the invoice-wise details. Why, sir, invoice-wise detail? Because the front person will always want to take the credit, and hence government says always invoice-wise detail because the front person is a registered person. But if you are going in and selling to unregistered person, you have to see over here if it's an intrastate supply or it's an interstate supply. Done. If it's an interstate supply, here you can go ahead and furnish rate wise. You can go ahead and give consolidated details in your GSTR 1. Basically, you can give consolidated details for each rate of tax. Rate wise, basically rate wise. Done, sir? And here they are going ahead and telling interstate का case में you have to give state wise, rate wise consolidated details. But here one point was there that if invoice value is more than 2.5 lakh, for this you have to give invoice wise detail. This 2.5 lakh is now 1 lakh. That's all, everyone. They have gone ahead and told over here that, sir, consolidated details may, you always have to remember the consolidated details are required to be provided in case of interstate supply or in case of intrastate supply. But interstate may consolidated details, if the amount is more than 1 lakh rupees, for that invoice wise details have to be given. If the invoice value is more than 1 lakh rupees, invoice wise detail has to be given. You can't go ahead and give consolidated detail. Now here one confusion of the student is, sir, tax invoice chapter mein you had gone ahead and told 2.5 lakh, here it is 1 lakh. Yes, Baba, in tax invoice chapter they have not amended yet. It is only the amendment in GSTR 1 mein when you are going ahead and furnishing. I hope this point is clear. Over here it is made 1 lakh rupees, not in your tax invoice ka chapter. Done, sir, this point is clear. Let's go ahead. And the same thing which is told regarding GSTR 1, I have gone ahead and amended over here. In the important notes, I have gone ahead and told that, sir, the details of outward supply in GSTR 1 or 1A. Baba, in the amendment booklet, you will see the same thing which they have told how GSTR 1 may you should furnish the detail. They have told how you should furnish the details in 1A. Same thing they have told about 1A also. Done, sir. This point is clear. Chalo, we'll go ahead. Baba, in page number 18.4, please come to page number 18.4. These are some of the key features of GSTR 1. You must read it and go for your exam. You must read it. Sir, I want you to explain us. Baba, explanation I have already done in the amendment video in detail. When you go ahead and read this, you will see now before some time when I explained you GSTR 1, same details I have gone ahead and explained you already. Done, sir. This point is clear. People, you have to give me a heads up. Are we clear with GSTR 1 and 1A? Are we all clear with GSTR 1 and GSTR 1A? Yes, sir. Chalo, theek hai. Everyone over here now, listen. Please mark this page, read about GSTR 1A and go for exam. I believe this time in your exam, they will go ahead and ask a small question on GSTR 1A. Theek hai, everyone? Done. Please come back. Sir, NRTP, this returns ka name is given, returns ka due date is given. You can just go through it, nothing very important. Sir, late fees, Baba, late fees again. One mark, one small MCQ they can go ahead and ask. Please mark this late fees ka point and go. By chance, you can see a 1 mark question on the late fee on annual return and the late fee which is for monthly return. There is nothing for me to explain. They have gone ahead and simply told if it's a normal registered person who is filing nil return, GSTR 1, the nil return, if you have filed late, per day it is 10 rupees. GSTR 3B filing late, nil return is 10 rupees. Maximum can be 250 rupees. Like this, they have gone ahead and just told. It is just for a reading purpose. I don't think it is important from exam point of view. One important point, again, Baba, C graded chapter, I have already told you, right? C graded chapter ka A graded question can come. When can your GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility be blocked? Please remember this for exam. When can your GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility be blocked? Number 1, if you are a registered person, last month ka GSTR 3B is not filed, current month ka GSTR 1 you will not be allowed to file. So sir, when will your GSTR 1 be blocked? Last month ka if you don't file your GSTR 3B, arey last month GSTR 1 filed, passed on the credit, GSTR 3B not filed. Next month ka they are going in and telling we will go ahead and block your GSTR 1, will not allow you to file next month ka GSTR 1 unless last month ka GSTR 3B is filed. Done, sir. If you are under quarterly return, what you did, no, for the whole quarter, April, May, June, IFF done, GSTR 1. When time came to file GSTR 3B, for the last quarter you did not file. Next quarter, IFF also blocked, invoice furnishing facility also blocked, GSTR 1 also blocked. That is what is being told over here. A registered person with aggregate turnover up to 5 crore in preceding financial year and opting for quarterly return will not be allowed to furnish details of GSTR 1 or use IFF if he has not furnished GSTR 3B for the preceding tax period. It means preceding quarter GSTR 3B not filed. Next quarter GSTR 1 also blocked, GSTR 3B, IFF also blocked. Done, sir. Now, what is rule number 88C? Let's go ahead and quickly talk about rule number 88C. Sir, rule number 88C from exam point of view, Baba, C graded chapter ka A graded question can be this one. When is your invoice furnishing facility be blocked? This can be a B graded question. Rule number 88C and 88D. Nothing, Baba. I'll quickly go ahead and tell you about rule number 88C. In your GSTR 1, you showed your sale of 1 crore. You told 1 crore pay, liability is 18 lakh rupees and the front person will get the credit of 18 lakh. When you are filing your GSTR 3B, you have to pay that 18 lakh rupees, right? You did not go ahead and show your sale in your GSTR 3B as 1 crore. You went ahead and showed your sale in the GSTR 3B as 1 lakh rupees. You told, sir, by mistake, I added 2 more zero in GSTR 1. Mistake. Government says, if any difference is there in the liability reported in GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B, sir, where a taxable person where the tax payable in GSTR 1 or 1A or invoice furnishing facility which you have gone ahead and shown your sales exceeds the tax payable. So people, what they are going in and telling, if your GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B, you have shown there is a difference, 1 crore rupees ka sale, 18 lakh rupees ka credit passed on. Here you are telling 1 lakh rupees ka sale and 18,000 GST you are paying. Government is telling if there is a difference, we will first send you a love letter that there is a difference. Please pay the differential amount or please explain. Either you go in and pay the differential or you explain. If you don't do, or your explanation which was given was total bakwas, useless explanation, they will go ahead and block your, basically they will go ahead and first, here everyone, first they are going in and telling, if first we will go ahead and send you a letter in GST DRC 01B, either you go ahead and accept the difference or make the payment and make the payment, or if you don't accept the difference, give your explanation. If you like your explanation, or you have made the payment, then no problem. If you don't like your explanation and no payment is being done, gone, Baba, gone, we will go ahead, hang you upside down over here. This is the GST officer over here. Yes, sir, GST officer. I love drawing. Okay, GST officer is holding you. This is the hand of GST officer. He is holding you and you are hanging upside down and all your money will be taken out. That's all they are going ahead and telling. We will recover under section number 79. They will use the modes of recovery and recover. Done, sir. The next one, rule number 88D. So, sir, in rule number 88C, if you have got a notice, they are going ahead and telling, if you don't go ahead, then we will go ahead and recover the amount from you. If you don't go ahead and make the payment of the differential or you don't give an explanation. Correct? This point is clear. Sir, rule number 88C, may they are going ahead and telling, rule number 88C, they have linked over here and they have told, sir, a registered person to whom an intimation has come under rule number 88C shall not be allowed to furnish GSTR 1 or IFF for a subsequent period. So for this month, if you have got notice under rule number 88C, next month you will not be allowed to file GSTR 1 or use invoice furnishing facility unless you deposit the difference or furnish a reply explaining the reason why there is a difference and why I am not paying the differential amount. Unless you go ahead and explain them, they are going ahead and telling your GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility for the next month will be blocked. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now, what is rule number 88D? Our rule number 88D is, listen, GSTR 1 you filed, the front person got the credit in the 2B. In your GSTR 2B, also you have a credit. For an example, here you told output tax liability is 18 lakh rupees. Here in your 2B, the credit which is appearing, so the credit which is appearing over here is 10 lakh rupees. You have to file your GSTR 3B. In your GSTR 3B, output tax liability is 18 lakh. Input tax rate, you should take only 10 lakh. The maximum which is appearing in your GSTR 2B is 10 lakh over here. You should take 10 lakh. You did what you know. You tell, I will claim 18 lakh rupees credit and I will pay 0. You became hero over here. Government is going ahead and telling, let me make you 0. Government will go ahead. Because there is a difference, 10 lakh and 18 lakh in the credit which is claimed, they will go ahead and send you a letter. Love letter will come in GST DRC 01C. Baba, in exam, you don't have to remember the form number. You can just write prescribed form. In the prescribed form, you can go ahead and write. Done, sir. This point is clear. Remember, if there is a difference over here in your, see, first one was GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B different. That is 88C. 88D is, remember, these two credit ka difference. You took more credit than what is appearing in your GSTR 2B, then they are going ahead and telling that we'll go ahead and send you a love letter, either reply or go ahead and pay the differential. If you don't do that, then they are going ahead and telling, first we will go ahead and give you a love letter, demand order under section number 73 and 74, that demand order will come, and then they will recover the amount from you. Done, sir. This point is clear. It says, see, rule number 88D, where the ITC availed by a registered person for a tax period in GSTR 3B exceeds the ITC availed in available in auto-generated GSTR 2B by such amount and percentage as will be recommended by the council, the registered person will be intimated and he will have in GST DRC 01C, he will have to pay the difference or he will explain the reason within 7 days. The registered person should either pay or he should furnish a reply by using part B of GST DRC 01C. You can use prescribed form. The word instead of form, don't remember the form number, no problem, just write prescribed form. Or, sir, where any amount which remains unpaid or no explanation is given, then they are going ahead and telling, we will go ahead and demand the amount from you and then we'll go ahead and recover. Always remember one thing, if you are served an intimation under rule number 88D, they are going ahead and telling for one period, if you are served an intimation under rule number 88D, next period ka GSTR 1 or IFF will be blocked. See, a registered person whom intimation has been given under rule number 88D shall not be allowed to furnish GSTR 1 or IFF for a subsequent period unless he either paid the amount specified in the intimation or furnishes a reply explaining the reason in respect of the amount which is unpaid. Done, sir. This point is clear. And the last one is, sir, you will not be allowed to file GSTR 1 or use IFF if you have not gone ahead and furnished your bank account details. Rule number 10A, once you get your registration done, please go ahead and furnish your bank account details which are there. Please come to the next page, everyone. The next is your QRMP scheme, quarterly return. You can file return quarterly, but monthly payment, every month payment has to be done. Done, sir. This point is clear. So if your preceding financial year turnover is up to 5 crore rupees, remember in the current year you can go for QRMP scheme. Remember, QRMP scheme is GSTN wise. Matlab, under my PAN number, if I have 2-3 GSTN numbers, one can be under QRMP scheme, one can be not under QRMP scheme, doesn't matter. It is not like composition scheme. In composition, all come under composition. We are not talking about composition scheme over here. We are talking under my PAN number. If I have 2-3 GSTN numbers, for one I can be under quarterly return, one can be under monthly return, doesn't matter. Done, sir. Option exercise 1 shall continue unless you go ahead and revise. Means once you have gone ahead and online taken the option of QRMP scheme, your option will continue unless you go ahead and revise it. Done. So, sir, in first quarter I am eligible, second quarter I am eligible, third quarter I crossed my aggregate turnover. Baba, third quarter you can still be under composition scheme, not under composition scheme. You can be under QRMP scheme. Next quarter you will become ineligible. So the quarter you cross your turnover of 5 crore rupees, you will become ineligible, but next quarter, in that quarter, you can still be under QRMP scheme. Next quarter, you will be out of QRMP scheme. Done, sir. This point is clear. Baba, QRMP scheme, there are two ways of payment. One is 35%, one is 100% payment. All these are just for your reading purpose. You guys can read at home. I don't find it very important from exam point of view. That's all, everyone. These are some of the important notes which are there for your reading purpose. Again, I've gone ahead and given over here for your reading purpose. Just read once. At intermediate level, I find them very important, but final level is okay. Other than that, we have GST practitioner. Sir, GST practitioner, I want to read. Baba, just read who are the people who are eligible. Just read this. By chance, C minus graded one question can come. Who are the people who are eligible for GST practitioner? And what are the functions of GST practitioner? Again, a C graded question from a C graded chapter. That's all, everyone. Chalo. Sir, what are the important points? Can you please repeat, sir, once? Okay, I'll repeat for you guys. Remember, GSTR 1A, which I have gone ahead and explained you, very, very important from exam point of view. When can your GSTR 1 or invoice furnishing facility be blocked? Please read this. It's a C graded chapter. I am telling you again. One small 1 mark MCQ you might go ahead and see on the annual late fees which is there. QRMP scheme, I don't like it so much because it came long back, now quite some time. Important notes you can just read once and go. Sir, important notes when you read, no, it will be, you will see total bakwas, nothing is there. In important notes, only one point you should make sure you remember, that now it is not 2.5 lakh, it is only 1 lakh rupees. Done, sir. This point I'll see. Rule number 88C and 88D, which I've gone ahead and explained you. Again, C graded chapter ka B graded question. Might be they can go ahead and ask one question which is there. Done, sir. And C graded chapter का C graded question is who are the people who are eligible for who are the people who are eligible for GST practitioner and what are the functions of GST practitioner. Nothing in this chapter is there which I have to go ahead and explain further. Amendment part I've already gone ahead and told you. Yes sir, GSTR 1. Please read about GSTR 1 and go. I will tell you again after you have filed GSTR 1A, after you have filed GSTR 1, but before you go ahead and furnish GSTR 3B, you can go ahead and amend the details in GSTR 1 by furnishing GSTR 1A. GSTR 1A में whatever details you furnish, it will go in the front person का next month का ITC GSTR 2B में, not in the current month. Done sir. But GSTR 1 plus GSTR 1A का liability you will have to pay in the current month only. Done sir. This point is clear. Other than that, rule number 88C में GSTR 1 के बाद they have just added the 1A. There is nothing over here. Again, wherever GSTR 1 was there, 1A has been added. Sir, where did you do this? I went ahead and did this over here. That's sir. After GSTR 1, 1A has been added. Done sir. The next point which they are going in and telling, sir, whatever you show in the GSTR 1A, it will go to the front person ka GSTR 2B, not in the current month, in the next month. This is what is being told over here. One point which I want you to remember, composition dealer. What is the due date of return now? Not 30th April, it is 30th of June. That we already know. Done sir, this point is clear. Annual return. Yes sir, for the year 2023-24 also, annual return for people whose turnover is up to 2 crore, they are not required to furnish annual return. Yes sir, we have already gone ahead and discussed about it. That's all everyone. Congratulations. Smart ka first part, say amendments, we have gone ahead and covered, and we are done with the chapter of returns everyone. C graded chapter, small points which I have gone ahead and told you. GSTR 1A, very important from exam point of view. Closing my revision on the chapter of returns everyone. Congratulations people. Done everyone. Are we all there? Quick everyone. Are we all there? Is everything clear? Can we go ahead? Okay. Done sir. Chalo, we'll go ahead. Chalo, we'll go ahead everyone now. Sir, now we'll go ahead and move to the next chapter. The next chapter which is there is advanced ruling. Sir, what kind of a chapter you will go ahead and classify advanced ruling as? I'll go ahead and classify advanced ruling as a C graded chapter which is there. Sir, C graded chapter. Yes, Baba, C graded chapter, because we have lot of amendments this time. I don't see much chances of this chapter being coming, but still we'll go ahead and quickly revise this chapter. Let's put in 5-10 minutes and let's quickly revise this chapter. It goes ahead and talks about advance ruling. Everyone over here, advance ruling, a ruling which is taken in advance. Means you have some question, you can go ahead and ask to an advance ruling authority your question, and the advance ruling authority will go ahead and give your answer. That is what is being told in advanced ruling over here. See, listen. So for an example, one person is there. People, this chapter when I go ahead and revise, I'll revise like question answer format. Okay. This person is there. He wants to apply for advanced ruling. So who can apply for advanced ruling? Remember one thing. If you're a registered person also, you can go ahead and apply for advanced ruling. Even an unregistered person who wants to go ahead and obtain registration, but he doesn't know whether he has some questions which are there, then that questions ke liye he can go ahead and apply for advanced ruling. So advanced ruling ka case mein always remember one thing. Either a registered person can go ahead and apply, or a person who is unregistered but desirous of obtaining registration, unregistered person can also go ahead and apply for advanced ruling. One small question they can go ahead and ask. Please be very careful. Second question which they can go ahead and ask in the exam. Sir, what are the various questions you can go ahead and ask to the advanced ruling authority? Whenever you are going for advanced ruling, what are the various questions you can go ahead and ask? I always go ahead and say it is C advanced ruling list, but students say it is card list. Okay, Baba, whatever you see. See the advanced ruling list or card list, whatever. C is classification. If you have any doubt regarding to classification, what should I classify this item as? Then Baba, classification related question you can ask to the advanced ruling authority which is there. A for applicability of a notification, whether this notification is applicable or not applicable, that question you can go ahead and ask to the advanced ruling authority, that this notification whether it is applicable to me, not applicable to me, etc. Registration requirement, sir. Am I required registration, not required registration? You can go ahead and ask to the advanced ruling authority. Determination of liability. Sir, I am not able to find out my GST liability. They can help you in your finding out your GST liability. Admissibility of ITC. Sir, I went ahead and bought this item. Can I go ahead and take the credit? They will go ahead and clarify. Whether anything done results in supply. Sir, I have gone ahead and done this. What I have done, will it result in supply or not a supply? What I'm doing, is it a supply or not a supply? They will go ahead and clarify. The next is, if you're not able to determine time of supply or value of supply. So I don't know how to find out value of supply. Should I add topics? What should I add? What I should not add? Then Baba, you can go ahead and ask to the advanced ruling authority. Remember one point over here again. First point I told you to remember. Second point I told you this question to remember. Third point I'm telling you to remember. Questions relating to place of supply. Whether it is intra or inter, what is the place of supply? You can never go ahead and ask to the advanced ruling authority. Please remember this point. Done, sir. This point is clear. Whenever you want to ask any question, you should always go ahead. Nothing important. You should always go ahead and file your application to the advanced ruling authority. Advanced ruling authority has two members who are there, joint commissioner and above. Their members are there. They will go ahead and send your application to your concerned officer. Basically, your jurisdictional officer is there. No, they will go ahead and send your application to him and ask some details from your jurisdictional officer who is there. He will go ahead and give the details to the advanced ruling authority, and then they will go ahead and examine the application. And then they will call you and the concerned officer who is there, and they will call both of them and tell, okay, now we will decide whether to admit the application or we want to reject the application. Remember one thing, whenever they reject the application, again one small question they can go ahead and ask you, when can advanced ruling authority reject your application? Your application can be rejected by the advanced ruling authority if the question which you have asked is already pending. Might be what question you have already asked. You have already gone for provisional assessment and you have already asked that question, or decided in any proceeding in case of the applicant. Might be you have taken the ITC, GST officer caught you already, and GST officer already decided that, hey, this ITC was blocked, why did you take it? And now you are telling, I will go for advanced ruling. In this scenario, the advanced ruling authority will reject your application. Please remember, when can the application be rejected? If the question which you have asked to the advanced ruling authority is already pending or decided in any other proceeding against the applicant, then the application shall be rejected. Whenever they reject, they will give opportunity of being heard and they will pass the rejection order which is there. Nothing important again. Now, whenever they admit your application, they will go ahead and tell you, hey, get me further details which are there, or they will come to your place of business and obtain some further details. Okay? They will go ahead and obtain further details, and now they will go ahead and give you opportunity of being heard, and they will go ahead and pronounce the advanced ruling. Now, supposingly there is a difference between both the members, then they will not pronounce the advanced ruling and they will first make the points of differences and pass on the advanced ruling decision to be given by the AAR, Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling. Done, sir? Sir, if there is no difference in opinion between both the member, they will go ahead and give the advanced ruling. They don't say give the advanced ruling. It is pronouncement of advanced ruling. They will pronounce the advanced ruling and one copy will be given to you, one copy will be given to him. If you are aggrieved, you can go ahead and apply to the AAR, Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling, or if the department is aggrieved, department also can apply to the AAR within 30 days plus 30 days. For you, the fees is 10,000 rupees. For department, there is no fees which is there. Now, whenever the Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling will receive the reference from here or application from here or application from the department, then always remember one thing, they will also pass their order within 90 days. After going ahead and analyzing, they will pass their order. Nothing very important again for me to talk. Listen to me very carefully. If a person wants, can he directly go to the Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling? No. Not possible. Remember this point. First, you have to go to AAR, and from there, you can only go to the AAR, which is there. Authority for Advanced Ruling. If you don't like the decision over there, then you can appeal to the Appellate Authority for Advanced Ruling. Done, sir. This point is clear. Now, always remember one thing. So, direct appeal is not possible. Sir, supposingly, both these members also there is a difference in opinion. Sir, if there is a difference in opinion between the members of the AAR, then remember, in your case, advanced ruling cannot be given. Write this point and come that, sir, advanced ruling cannot be given if there is a difference between the members of the AAR. Done, sir. Now, here one point which I want you guys to remember. Sir, Advance ruling given. Can there be a rectification? Yes, Baba. Any apparent mistake can be rectified within 6 months from the date of the order. Done. Sir, to whom an advance ruling is applicable? I like this point. Baba, very, very important from exam point of view. An advance ruling is applicable only to the applicant. So if I have gone ahead and taken the advance ruling, it is only applicable to me. Can my friend go ahead and take the benefit of my advance ruling? No. An advance ruling is given in person for the person who has gone ahead and applied. Only he can go ahead and take the benefit of the advance ruling. Done, sir. This point is clear. Sir, it is told over here, applicability, advance ruling is applicable only on the applicant and his concerned or jurisdictional officer only will be binded in respect to his case. Done. His concerned or jurisdictional officer in respect of the applicant. An advance ruling is only, sir, an advance ruling is binding on the applicant and his concerned or jurisdictional officer in respect of the applicant. An advance ruling is binding unless there is a change in law, fact and circumstances supporting the advance ruling which was originally given. If the law, fact and circumstances changes, then the advance ruling will become void. Done, sir. This point is clear. I like this point. There is a question in your book. The first question which is there, the big question, please do it and go. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than this, nothing very important from this chapter. So, sir, what are the C graded chapters? Say what are the important point I should remember? I've already told you. What are the question you can ask? What question you cannot ask? Place of supply related question. Who can go for advance ruling? Done, sir. When can advance ruling reject your application which is there? And remember, when is the advance ruling? Applicability of advance ruling is binding only on the applicant and his concerned or jurisdictional officer in respect of him only. Done, sir. This point is clear. Closing my revision on the chapter of advance ruling over here. Congratulations, people. Done. Are we all 100% clear till here, everyone? Sham, I've replied to this question which you are asking 10 times. Same revision may I've told so many times. Sir, GSTR1 filed after 12th, after 11th, but before 20th. Then ITC for the same will be available in the next month. Yes, Baba, it will be available in the next month. I told 3 to 4 times so that you remember this. Yes, Sham, it will be available in the next month. Are we all clear with this, everyone? Done, sir. Sir, will we be able to file first return after becoming liable even if the application is filed after 30 days? Baba, yes. Sir, can AAR order be appealed to the appellate tribunal? No, Baba. Clear. Can we go ahead, everyone? Yes, sir. Chalo, let's go ahead. Now let's move to the next chapter. The next chapter is assessments, everyone. Please come to assessment. Let me check if there's any amendment. No, sir. The amendment next is demanded recovery. Okay, chalo, please come to assessments, everyone. Sir, what kind of a chapter you'll go ahead and classify? I'll say 50% of chances of coming. B graded chapter. You might see a small question because advanced ruling, I don't believe they'll ask you. Audit, I don't believe they should ask you. They might go ahead and ask a small question on assessment. Sir, what do you mean by assessment? Assessment just means the determination of the tax liability. Okay, sir. Assessments are of various types which is there. One is self-assessment, one is provisional assessment, one is scrutiny, one is best judgment assessment, one is summary assessment which is there. Okay, sir. Now, what is self-assessment? Every registered person should self-assess his liability. What is my output tax? What is my input tax? I should set off and pay the balance which is there. Okay, sir. And furnish my return. That is called self-assessment. You should self-assess your liability. What is provisional assessment? I like it. Provisional assessment, I like it. Please mark it and keep. Everyone over here now, listen. Provisional assessment. Remember, in customs, provisional assessment can be done by the custom authorities themselves. But in GST, this provision is not there. Provisional assessment, GST officers don't do on their own. Only if you apply, then provisional assessment is done. Remember this point from exam point of view, everyone. Okay? Suo motu by proper officer is not possible. Done, sir. So, sir, when is provisional assessment done? So, if you are a taxable person and you are not able to find out your liability, So basically you are not able to find out GST. How will you find out GST? Value into rate of tax. If you are not able to find out value, or you are not able to find out the rate of tax, what rate should be applicable, what value should be applicable, then you can go ahead and apply for provisional assessment. It says if a taxable person is unable to determine the value or is unable to determine the rate of tax, he can request the proper officer by writing in GST ASMT 01. Sir, do we have to remember the form number? Not required. If you remember, okay. If you don't remember, just write prescribed form. He will have to apply to the proper officer in the prescribed form, that is GST ASMT 01, for the provisional payment. He can go to the officer and tell, sir, I don't know on this how much GST I should pay. Sir, what will be the value? What will be the rate? So in this scenario, you can go ahead and apply for provisional assessment. Sir, once the provisional assessment you apply, officer will go ahead and give you the provisional assessment order within how many days? 90 days, allowing the payment on provisional basis. He will allow the provisional basis payment at such rate and value. He will tell, okay, on this value, at this rate, you can go ahead and pay the GST. Done, sir. And he will tell you to execute a bond, which will be along with security in the form of bank guarantee. He will tell you, okay, I want a bond of 1 lakh rupees. You have to give me a bond. And security means the bank guarantee should be at least 25%, means 25,000 ka bank guarantee you have to go ahead and give along with a bond. Done, sir. Sir, what is a bond? A bond is nothing other than in a bond paper, you will go ahead and write saying, sir, I agree that on final assessment, I'll pay the differential amount. That is what is a bond. Done. Now, what happened? Provisional assessment done. You went ahead and made the provisional basis payment. Later, final assessment will be done within 6 months of the communication of provisional assessment ka order. Once you have got the provisional assessment ka order, within 6 months, they will go ahead and do final assessment. If they could not do within 6 months, further 6 months can be given for final assessment. If they could not do again within 6 months, then 4 years ka further time can be given by the commissioner. Sir, once final assessment is done, again, very important from exam point of view, once final assessment is done, for example, final assessment is 6 lakh. Provisionally, you had paid only 5 lakh. So 1 lakh you have to go ahead and pay along with interest at the rate of 18%. Here, always remember one thing. Interest will be payable from the day the supply was done. The due date of the payment was this date. So, for example, January month ka supply, you had paid the tax provisionally on 20th February. Now, once the provisional final assessment is done, you are going ahead and paying the tax now. Whatever is the number of days, for that you have to go ahead and pay the interest. It says from the due day after the due date till the date of payment, you have to go ahead and pay along with interest. I want you guys, one Kulbhushan ka question is there in the Q&A material. Please do that question and go. Today you must do one question on provisional assessment. Writing may very important. Done. Sir, once you have gone ahead and made the provisional payment, request for release of the security, and the officer will go ahead and check whether you have made all the payment, and he will go ahead and release your security. Sir, what is the benefit of getting provisional assessment done? Provisional assessment, if you get it done and finally, if there is any extra tax which is payable, you don't have to pay any penalty. Only interest is required to be paid. Penalty they will not go ahead and charge because you had opted for provisional assessment. You paid this much. Now it turned out that you have to pay more. On the differential, you don't have to pay any penalty. That is only benefit of provisional assessment. Sir, provisionally I had gone ahead and paid 5 lakh. Finally, it turned out only 4 lakh. 1 lakh, Baba, 1 lakh. Please go ahead and apply for a refund. Once you apply for refund, refund is always under section number 56. Once you go ahead and apply for refund, they will give you the refund within 60 days. If they give you within 60 days, no interest. But if they don't give you within 60 days, they give you later, then you will get interest at the rate of 6%. Beggar, take 6% and get lost. Done, sir. This point is clear. Provisional assessment, please do the question and go. Very important. The next one is scrutiny. The GST officer was going ahead and checking your return, scrutinizing. He will find some discrepancy. He will go ahead and tell you the discrepancy and tell, sir, this is the discrepancy I have gone ahead and found. Please pay the differential amount or give an explanation. You paid the differential amount, chapter closed. You went ahead and gave an explanation. He liked it, chapter closed. He did not like it. Then they will go ahead and do what, everyone? These are the recourses that can be taken by the officer. So, sir, always remember, you filed a return. Proper officer may scrutinize your return. Once he scrutinizes, if he finds any discrepancy, he'll go ahead and issue a notice. Within 30 days, you either accept the discrepancy, pay the tax, interest, etc. Chapter closed. If you don't pay, give an explanation. He likes your explanation, chapter closed. He will go ahead and close the case. But if it does not like, he'll become angry over here, and then they will go ahead and take some actions against you. What are the actions? Again, question from exam point of view. What are the actions that can be taken against you if a proper explanation is not given after an order of scrutinizing the return was served to you, what are the actions that can be taken by the officer? Now, what officer will do, recourses that can be taken by the proper officer. When proper explanation is not given, he will go ahead and say, Ramesh, by seeing your return, I told you this much discrepancy is there, make the payment. You did not make the payment. No, now officer will initiate action against you. He will do audit, he will do special audit, he will do inspection, search, seizure, and then Baba, they will go ahead and pass a demand order under section number 73 or section number 74. So, sir, this point is clear. So, what they are going ahead and telling, they will do audit, special audit, inspection, search, seizure. They will gather additional evidence and go ahead and pass a demand order against you. Remember, demand order, 3 months may either you pay demand, or if you don't want to pay, within 3 months you go for an appeal. If you don't want to go for an appeal greater than 3 months, then they will go ahead and start the recovery. And here we will go ahead and see the other chapters which are there: demand and recovery, or appeals and revision, which is there. Done, sir. This point is clear. So always remember one thing: what are the recourses officer can go ahead and do? He can go ahead and do audit, special audit, inspection, search, seizure. Demand order can be given under section number 73 and 74. Done, sir. So provisional assessment done. This point I've gone ahead and told you the important point over here. Now, the next one over here is best judgment assessment. Baba, 62 or 63. One C graded question they can go ahead and ask. Please write a short note on best judgment assessment under section number 62, or they can go ahead and say best judgment assessment under section number 63. They can go ahead and tell you to write a short note. Sir, what is best judgment assessment? Best judgment means officer will apply his brain and go ahead and do the assessment. That is called the best judgment assessment, which is there. It says non-filer of return. If you file your return, your scrutiny can be done. But if you don't file your return, you are a registered person and you did not file your return, how will the officer do the checking? So in this scenario, officer will first go ahead and issue you a notice. So if you fail to furnish your return under section number 39, which is your monthly return, or your final buy-by return under section number 45, officer will first go ahead and give you a notice. And he'll tell you, hey, file your return within 15 days. If you file your return within 15 days, now he can go ahead and do scrutiny. But if you don't go ahead and file your return within 15 days, proper officer will go ahead and apply his brain and he will go ahead and do the best judgment assessment, which is there, and he will pass the assessment order within 5 years from the due date of annual return, and the return and the assessment order will be passed in ASMT 13. So, sir, whichever year it is, what is the time limit to pass best judgment assessment? Whichever year it is, that year ka annual return का ड्यू डेट से, एनुअल रिटर्न का ड्यू डेट से, द बेस्ट जजमेंट असेसमेंट कैन बी डन विद इन नेक्स्ट 5 years. Remember one thing, the best judgment assessment order can be passed within next 5 years. Done. Sir, oh no, I got the best judgment assessment order. Run, Baba, run. Within 60 days, if you go ahead and furnish your valid return, whichever return you are not filed, file within the next 60 days. And what will happen? The assessment order will be withdrawn. Automatically, the best judgment assessment order will be withdrawn. Whenever you filed a valid return, remember, you would have paid your tax and filed your return. They are going ahead and telling whatever is the interest, late fee, etc., that you still have to go ahead and pay. That we will not leave, that we will still collect it from you. Done, sir. This point is clear. Sir, if you can't go ahead and file a valid return within 60 days, they are going ahead and telling we will go ahead and further allow you 60 days. But for that additional time which we are going ahead and allowing, per day the late fee will be 100 rupees. Additional late fee you will have to go ahead and pay, which is 100 rupees per day. Here one standard operating procedure has been given under section number 62, that sir, GST officers should follow the standard operating procedure whenever they are going ahead and doing best judgment assessment. Sir, what is the standard operating procedure? Baba, just a reading purpose, you can go ahead and read. Not very important from exam point of view, just read if you want once. Okay? And here only one point which I wanted to do, valid return 30 days nahi hai, it is 60 days. Valid return is 60 days now. Done, sir. This point is clear. This is just for reading purpose. Now let's go ahead and do section number 63, which is there. Section number 63 says, again, see, one was scrutiny. Return filed, they will scrutinize. Return not filed, registered person, but return not filed, they will tell you to file the return. If you don't file the return, they will do best judgment assessment of non-filer of return. Sir, then it is unregistered person, means you are taxable person. You are required registration, but you did not take. So they are telling if you fail to obtain registration or the registration was cancelled under section number 29(2), they are telling, sir, you are a taxable person, but you failed to obtain registration. You did not take your registration, or your registration was cancelled under section number 29(2), but person is still liable to pay the tax. You are still liable to pay the tax. Either you did not take registration or your registration was cancelled, but you're still liable to pay the tax. Then they are telling, first we will go ahead and issue your notice, and we will go ahead and tell you the grounds of assessment and allow you 15 days to reply. How many days will be given? Sir, 15 days will be given for you to go ahead and reply saying, sir, why didn't you go ahead and pay your taxes? Now you will be given 15 days. In 15 days, you have to reply. After that, the proper officer, if he likes your reply, he will close, nothing. But if he does not like a reply, proper officer will proceed to assess the tax liability of such taxable person who is liable to pay tax to the best of his assessment judgment, and he will go ahead and give you opportunity of being heard, and he'll pass the assessment order. Remember one thing here, the assessment order again within 5 years they will go ahead and pass, but here there is no withdrawal of assessment order. Why, sir? Because first they gave you a show cause notice, then they gave you an opportunity. First they gave you a show cause notice. No, why should we not go ahead and do your best judgment assessment? You have not paid the tax. You are liable to register, but you have not registered. So, sir, first they will give a show cause notice, then they will give opportunity being heard, and then they pass the assessment order. So, here the assessment order ka withdrawal is not there. Please be very careful. The next one over here is summary assessment, Baba. Either of the three, anywhere you can see one small short note, they can go ahead and tell you their favorite question. This is, they can go ahead, our ICI ka favorite question, they can go ahead and tell you, please write a best judgment assessment of non-filer pay one short note, or they can tell you unregistered person pay one short note, or they can tell you summary assessment. What is summary assessment? Summary means quickly summarize and do the assessment. So, for an example, one transporter was going on the way. Transporter was caught. The GST officer told the transporter, hey, whose goods are this? I want this goods pay, tax is not paid. Who is the owner of the goods? Transporter told, I don't know. If you don't know, GST officer will tell, I will do your assessment. For example, GST officer came to one godown and asked the godown ka owner, whose goods are this? The godown ka owner told, I don't know. If you don't know, the GST officer will go ahead and say, if I don't do your assessment now, the goods will be gone and we'll lose out on the revenue, and hence they will go ahead and do one quick assessment. They will do your assessment only. That is what is being told. Whenever the proper officer has an evidence on that evidence of the tax liability, plus he will first take the permission of the additional or the joint commissioner, and now he can go ahead and assess the tax liability of such person. Such person means the transporter, owner, operator of godown, etc. ka assessment can be done to protect the interest of the revenue, and he will go ahead and pass the assessment order if he has sufficient ground to believe that if transporter ka assessment is not done, if the godown ka owner ka assessment is not done, any delay may adversely affect the interest of the revenue. He will go ahead and do the summary assessment. Always remember, summary assessment order can also be withdrawn if a application is given by the taxable person or on his own motion if additional commissioner or joint commissioner considers. So, Baba, if taxable person gives an application within 30 days or on his own motion, additional commissioner or joint commissioner feels that the order is erroneous, he can withdraw it and tell the GST officer, hey, what shortcut assessment you are doing, what quickly assessment you are doing, please go ahead and follow normal procedure and do the assessment under section number 73 and 74. He will direct the proper officer to follow the procedure laid down under section number 73 and 74. Done, sir. This point is clear. Sir, one more small question which they can go ahead and ask. What are the orders that can be withdrawn? One is best judgment assessment order under section number 62 can be withdrawn, and one is summary assessment order can be withdrawn on an application by the taxable person or on his own motion if joint commissioner or additional commissioner feels that the order is erroneous. So, Baba, when you give an application also he can withdraw, or his own motion also he can go ahead and withdraw. This is the question which they can go ahead and ask. I'll tell you again, it's a big graded chapter. Might be one question can come, 50% chances. Provisional assessment, please do the interest calculation and go. Scrutiny, what are the various recourses available? Here I have already told you 62, 63 and 64 you can get a short note to be written. One small point, orders that can be withdrawn is a very good question point which is there. Orders that may be withdrawn, best judgment assessment order and summary assessment order under section number 64. Please be very careful about it. That's all, everyone. Closing my revision on the chapter of assessment. Assessment means determination of tax liability. Done. Are we all 100% clear, everyone? Done. Clear, everyone. Chalo, hungry? People are hungry? Or we will do audit? Hungry or we will do audit and then go? Break? Or next chapter? Quickly tell me everyone, break or next chapter? Audit. Student says, sir, audit. Okay? Audit. Okay, done. Let's do audit and then we'll take a break. Let's do audit and then we'll take a break. Okay, everyone, let's do audit. Done, sir. Clear. Chalo, we'll go ahead. Everyone over here now, let's go ahead and read audit now. Let's go ahead and read audit now. Everyone over here now. Audit. Prerna not applicable. Ignore. Audit. The next one is audit section number 65 and section number 66. Listen to me very carefully. Whenever the GST officer does scrutiny, in scrutiny he found some discrepancy. He went in and told you to pay the differential. You did not pay. He went in and told you to give explanation. He did not like your explanation. Once he does not like your explanation, now he needs to go ahead and pass a demand order against you. Baba, see, always to recover any amount, they have to give you a demand order. To pass a demand order, they need evidence. To gather evidence, they go ahead and do what, everyone? Audit, special audit. And that is what is the next one over here. Audit and special audit. Audit is section number 65, audit by tax authorities. And we have section number 66, which is special audit, which is there over here. Sir, what is audit by tax authorities? Listen, say C graded chapter might be 1 4-marker question they can go ahead and ask. Okay, might be. Now listen. Audit by tax authorities. So, sir, before they go ahead and do the audit, always remember they will give you 15 working days ka notice, which is there. 15 working days ka one notice will be given before they go ahead and do the audit. Prior notice in GST IDT 01 will be given at least 15 working days prior. So either the commissioner or the person authorized by the commissioner can give a general order or a specific order and authorize one person to go ahead and get your audit done. Okay, sir. He may undertake, either the commissioner can undertake or the person who is authorized can undertake the audit of a person. Audit will be done either for a year or it can be done for part of a year or multiple years also. Always remember, whenever the commissioner or the person authorized one, they can go ahead and do the audit, but first they have to go ahead and give you a prior notice of 15 working days. Audit can happen at your place of business or it can happen at their office also. Now this can be one question, everyone. What is the date of commencement of audit? Because audit once commenced should complete within 3 months. Okay? So commencement of audit is always later of, means later. Later of which date? When the books are made available, when you make the books available, you made the books available on 1st January. They came on 10th January. So audit commenced on 10th January. They came on 1st January, you gave them the books only on 10th January. So audit will start from 10th January. It says when the books are made available or the actual institution of audit at the place of business. And now what will happen? Whichever is later, say the audit has started and within 3 months the audit will get over. Audit completed. If audit not completed, then commissioner can go ahead. In writing, he can go ahead and write and keep why is he extending the time, and he can extend the time by further 6 months. After 6 months, once the audit gets concluded, then within the next 30 days, they will go ahead and inform you what are the audit findings, and they will tell you, hey, please pay the differential amount. If you pay the differential amount, chapter closed. If you don't pay the differential amount, audit evidences they will go ahead and use, the findings they will use, and they will go ahead and give you a demand order. Once the demand order is given, then they will recover by hanging you upside down. Done, sir. This point is clear. They'll inform the person about the finding in ADT 02 along with his rights and obligation. Basically, audit report along with audit observation will be given to you, and they will tell you to discharge your liability. If tax not paid, short paid, erroneously refund has been taken, or any ITC wrongly availed or utilized by you, then they will go ahead and tell you to make the payment. If you make the payment, then no problem. If not discharged, if you don't discharge the liability, then proper officer will go ahead and pass an order under section number 73 and 74. Demand order will be passed. Done, sir. Now over here you have to remember what are the obligation of a taxable person when he receives the notice of audit or rights of the officer during audit. What is it they're telling over here? Baba, either of the question. See, his rights are your obligation. So they can ask you in the exam, what are the rights of the officer during audit, or what are your obligation? His rights are your obligation. So they can go ahead and tell you what are the obligation of a taxable person when he receives the notice of audit, or what are the rights of the GST officer during audit. You have to say registered person should provide, or the authorized officer may require. Either you provide it or he will tell you to give. ठीक है? In exam, either way they can go ahead and ask the question. Number one, you should provide him necessary facility to verify books of account or any other document. Baba, give him necessary facility. Don't tell him, I will not give you fan also, no drinking water, go sit outside and on the road you verify. No. Give him necessary facility. Officer has come, treat with respect. Done, sir? Give him, not respect. We are telling, give him necessary facility to verify the books of account or other document. You have to give him facility. Make him sit aram se, give one chair table so that the facility to verify. Done? Furnish such information as he may require. He is asking you to give books of account. You are telling, you know, my friend is getting married. He is getting married to his girlfriend. Arey Baba, don't give him all this information. He is not asking. Whatever information he is requiring, and also give him assistance for timely completion so that he can complete the audit on time. So whatever information he is asking, give him that, and also give him assistance so that he can go ahead and complete on time. Done, sir? This point is clear. Now, so in the first section number 65, what question can come? What is deemed as the date of commencement of audit? Done. Secondly, they can tell you write a full short note on audit by tax authorities. Complete, you have to write from here to here. Thirdly, they can ask you what are the obligation of the person who receives an audit notice, or what are the rights of the GST officer when they come for audit. Done, sir. These are the three questions which they can go ahead and ask. The next one over here, section number 66 is audit, special audit. Special audit means GST officer was doing your scrutiny or some inquiry he was doing, and he went ahead and saw. So during scrutiny, inquiry, investigation or any other proceeding, if the GST officer who is there greater than equal to assistant commissioner is of the opinion that what value you have declared is not correct, or the credit availed is not within normal limit. In the exam, they will tell you when can special audit be done. When the officer greater than equal to assistant commissioner is of the opinion that the value which you have declared is not correct, or credit is not within normal limit. Can I go ahead and tell you, sir, see, if the value declared is not correct, value declared is not correct means what, sir? If GST is equal to value into rate of tax. If value is not declared correctly, it means your output tax liability, you have reduced it. Value not declared correctly means value is declared less, means output tax liability is less, or credit is not within normal limit, means ITC you have taken more. Either of the case, if output tax liability is less or input tax rate you have taken more, both the case is a problem. Your net liability, if output is less, your liability, net liability will come down, or input tax rate is more, then also your net liability will come down. Then they are going ahead and telling, sir, if the officer greater than equal to assistant commissioner, if the opinion that value declared is not correct or credit availed is not within normal limit, you have taken more credit, then first the assistant commissioner will take commissioner ka permission, and then he will direct me, I am the registered person, he will tell, hey, from this chartered accountant or cost accountant, you get the audit done. So, and get his accounts audited by the CA, chartered accountant or cost accountant nominated by the commissioner. Basically, this chartered accountant or cost accountant is not your chartered accountant or cost accountant. He is the accountant who is being nominated by the commissioner. Then, sir, whenever one special audit will start, special audit will happen within 90 days. If it cannot be completed within 90 days, further 90 days ka time limit will be given. Once the audit is concluded, the chartered accountant or the cost accountant will submit his report to the assistant commissioner. Now, the assistant commissioner will go ahead and inform you about the audit finding in ADT 04. He will give you an opportunity of being heard, and he'll tell this is the amount of tax not paid, short paid, etc. Please go ahead and make the payment. Basically, audit observations he'll tell you. If you make the payment, very good. If you don't make the payment, section number 73 and 74 by demand order will be passed against you. Done, sir. This point is clear. So, sir, always remember the chartered accountant or cost accountant is nominated by the commissioner and always paid by the department. Now, in this, what question can come? One, write a short note on audit under section number 66, special audit. You have to write the whole thing which I have told you over here. Or they can ask you what can be the reason when special audit will be told against a person. Sir, whenever the assistant commissioner is of the opinion that the value which you have gone ahead and declared is not correct, or the ITC is not within normal limit, means might be you have gone ahead and taken more ITC, then in that scenario, assistant commissioner can take commissioner ka permission and direct the registered person to get the special audit done. What are the different types of audit? Again, one question that they can go ahead and ask. Always remember, now there are only two audits which are there. One is section number 65, audit by department. One is special audit, wherein the department can direct you to get the audit done by a chartered accountant or cost accountant nominated by the department ka commissioner. Done, sir. This point is clear. Closing my revision on the chapter of audit. C graded chapter, maximum something 4 marks they can go ahead and ask. Closing my revision on the chapter of audit. Done. Okay, chalo, let's eat and come back, everyone. It is 9:26. 10 o'clock, we resume. 10 o'clock, we resume. Then we resume. Done, everyone? Chalo, I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock. 10, 10, 10. Chalo, let's go ahead, everyone. Is everyone back? Sir, I'm your regular batch student. I completed 60% after. Can I continue those classes? Yes, Baba, it's always good to study from classes which you have gone ahead and taken. Revision is just revision. You don't understand logics. So if you want to understand logics, if you want to be clear with concepts, then you have to watch the regular class or the batch which you have gone ahead and taken. Revision is just recapping what you have already learned. First time learning, I never suggest revisions. Okay, so Saishwar, it's always good to watch the regular batch which you have gone ahead and taken. The batch which you have taken, please continue watching it. After that, you should watch revision. Chalo, is everyone back? Revision. Putting vision again is revision. It is not first time vision. Chalo, let's go ahead. Everyone, let's continue. Please settle down, everyone. Let's continue. Chalo, let's go ahead and now move to the next chapter, everyone. The next chapter is inspection, search, seizure, and arrest. Everyone, let's go ahead and do inspection, search, seizure, and arrest. Everyone over here. Sir, what kind of a chapter is the inspection, search, seizure, and arrest? I believe C graded chapter again, but still, if your good luck is very good, you might go ahead and get a 4-mark question in the exam. Okay? I'm again telling you, C graded does not mean you will leave it and go. C graded means now you are already doing it once. You have already done it in the class. You have revised it also. One day before the exam, you are putting less attention or might be no attention to C graded, and you are putting more attention to A and B before the exam or one day before the exam. That is A and B graded. C graded is something which you don't put attention one day before the exam, but you have already studied. It is not that you have left it and gone. No, you can't leave it and go. Everyone over here now. Inspection, search, seizure, and arrest. Sir, can you give a linking of this chapter? Yes, Baba. See, when the officer was doing your scrutiny, in scrutiny, first to go ahead and pass a demand order, Baba, always remember one thing: to recover an amount from you, demand order is important. To pass a demand order, they need evidences. And to gather evidences, they can do audit against you, special audit against you, or if the GST officer wants, they can go ahead and do inspection, and then post inspection, they can go ahead and do search and seizure and gather evidences which they will go ahead and use against you and pass a demand order. Once a demand order is passed, the amount can be recovered from you. So to pass a demand order, now the next step comes is they can go ahead and do inspection. Inspection means generally the officer will come to your place of business, he will just see and he will go. After he comes to your place of business and does a general inspection, after that if he feels that there is a search required, basically search is where they are coming and searching for some evidences. Inspection is general inspection. After that, they will come for search. They will find evidences, use that evidences and pass a demand order against you. And here comes the next chapter of inspection, search, seizure and arrest. Section number 67 deals with inspection. Again, when we do this chapter, we'll do along with questions. Means I'll go ahead and talk about questions also so that you can go ahead and quickly cover this. Inspection में proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner has reason to believe that a taxable person. So who is the person who can go ahead and authorize an inspection? Remember one thing, proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner. If he has reason to believe, what are the reasons your inspection can be done? Means inspection of your place of business can be done. What are the reason? Number one, if he believes that taxable person has suppressed transaction relating to supply ka transaction you have suppressed, or stock you have gone ahead and suppressed, you are not showing your stock properly, or you have claimed ITC in excess of your entitlement, you have taken more credit so you will pay less GST, so you have taken more credit, or you have indulged in contravention of the act or rules, you have indulged in a contravention, you have contravened some act of the rules or act, to evade tax. You have done all this thing to do whatever you want to evade tax, or you are a transporter, owner, operator of warehouse or a godown or any other place. You are a transporter, you are owner, operator of warehouse or a godown, or you are running any place, and you have kept tax unpaid goods on which tax is not paid, or you have kept wrong account so that you can evade tax, then the proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner can go ahead and authorize in GST INS 01. Again, form number is not required to be remembered. Form number, if you remember, okay. If you don't remember, you can just write prescribed form. So he can go ahead and authorize any other officer to inspect. Means he can go ahead and authorize his junior, hey junior, go see and come to inspect the place of business of the taxable person or the transporter, owner, operator of godown, warehouse or any other place ka inspection the officer can go ahead and authorize, and officer authorizing the inspection, he will go ahead and issue on GST INS 01. So sir, what are the questions that can be asked? Number one, who is the officer who can go ahead and authorize inspection? Proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner, at least joint commissioner, right? And what are the reason inspection can be done? These are the reason inspection can be done. Remember this point. Done, sir. Now, once inspection has been done, after that, if the officer feels that there is something fishy, something wrong which is there, then they can go ahead and prepare one search team. The officer, proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner, he can prepare one search team and send it to your place of business to search those documents, those books, those things means might be an iPad, might be any hard disk, etc. He can send the search team, go and search for documents, books, things, or might be any other detail which will be helpful in going ahead and passing a demand order against this person. So they will come for search and seizure pursuant to inspection. Pursuant to inspection means after inspection, generally they come for search and seizure, or pursuant to inspection, or otherwise. Otherwise means there is no specific reason over here. Otherwise means over here might be they have got some information and without inspection only first they can come for search and seizure. That is also possible. Pursuant to inspection or otherwise, if proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner has reason to believe that goods are liable to be confiscated, if goods are liable to be confiscated, or any DBT, documents, books and things have been secreted at any place, if officer feels that there are some books, there are some documents, some things which have been secretly stored, then Baba, which can be relevant for going ahead and passing a demand order against you, then he will go ahead and authorize an officer to go ahead and seize. They will come for search and seizure, and once they have done the search, they will go ahead and seize and the documents, books, things, goods, etc. and issue a GST INS 02 saying, sir, we are seizing all the goods and we are taking along with us. We are seizing all these documents, we are seizing these books, things, etc. and we are taking along with us. Now, proviso. Supposing they have come to a place of business and they have found some goods which they have to go ahead and seize, but those goods are one go down full goods. How can they take one whole go down with them? So they can go ahead and seal the premises and say order of prohibition can be issued to you. If it is not practicable to seal, seize, order not to remove or deal with the goods except with the permission, they can issue INS 03, which is order of prohibition. Done, sir. The next one over here. If the officer has gone ahead and seized some document and which is not relevant for him, always remember documents, books and things. Documents, books and things should be returned after examination or inquiry. Once the inquiry is done, they should go ahead and return it to you. If documents, books and things are relied upon, they can use it for issuing a notice to you. If not relied, it should be returned to you within 30 days. So those documents, books and things which is not going to use it against going ahead and passing an order against you, those documents, books and things he should return to you within 30 days. Okay, nothing very important. This point can be important from exam point of view. Officer came to a premises, he is telling, sir, open this almirah, you are telling no key. He is telling open this door, you are telling no key. Baba, if officer feels that there is some things which are there behind the inside the almirah or behind the door and you are not going ahead and giving him the access, he can break it open. So always remember one thing, what are the powers of the officer during a search and seizure activity? Remember, proper officer has the power to seal. He can either seal your premises, he can break open any door or any almirah or electronic devices. You are not giving the password, he can get it cracked. Password cracking, etc. or box or receptacle in which he thinks goods, accounts, documents are suspected to be concealed and access has been denied, then he can go ahead and break it open. Yes, Baba. Shravan says, Daya, darwaza tod de. Yes, Baba. Darwaza tod do. Next. The next one over here, section number 67.5. Sir, when the officer has come to your place of business and he sees the document, if you want, you can go ahead and take the photocopies also. But if the officer feels that giving you photocopies might be prejudicial for the revenue, then they can go ahead and reject your request also. The next one, sir, can I go ahead? Baba, this point I like it. Again, C graded chapter ka C graded questions these are. Sir, but in the last attempt, section number 72, they had gone ahead and asked. This was a small point. They had gone ahead and asked for 3 marks. So, Baba, you can't leave it and go. You have to do it. The next one over here is provisional release of seized goods. So, sir, once they have gone ahead and seized the goods, if you want, can you get your goods released? They are going ahead and telling, upon execution of bond in GST INS 04, you have to first go ahead and give a bond. Along with that, you have to give a bank guarantee. And bank guarantee should be enough to cover the goods paid, the seized goods on which the tax is not paid, the amount of tax, interest and penalty it should be able to cover. That is what is told. Bank guarantee should be enough to cover tax, interest and penalty. Or you can simply, if you don't want to give a bond and bank guarantee, you can go ahead and make the tax payment, tax, interest and penalty, and they will release the goods provisionally. Always remember, once they have confiscated the goods, they will go ahead and give you a confiscation notice within 6 months. If they don't give within 6 months, they have to go ahead, and additionally 6 months can be allowed by the commissioner to them. If they don't go ahead and send you one confiscation notice, then the goods should be returned to you. Done, sir. The next one. This point, I like it, everyone. Perishable and hazardous goods. After they have gone ahead and seized your goods, if the goods are hazardous goods or might be perishable, mangoes they have gone ahead and seized, then Baba, they will go ahead and tell you, see, sir, if you go ahead and seize and keep it for 6 months, etc., mangoes will become seed. So better you go ahead and pay us it will be released if you pay the lower of the market price of the goods and things, lower of the market price, or the tax, interest, penalty which is payable, lower of them. Either the market price, government will say, see, now we are going to take over the goods. Either you pay us the market price or you go ahead and pay us the tax, interest, penalty, whichever is lower, and we'll release it. If you don't pay us, we'll go ahead and dispose it, and whatever is the amount which you have gone ahead and received, we'll use it towards the tax, interest, penalty which was payable. Done, sir. Point is clear. The next one, sir, whenever the officer is going ahead and seizing the goods, he will go ahead and prepare one document which is called a mahazar or a panchnama, saying, sir, these are the things which we are going ahead and seizing, and he will make it signed by you. Nothing very important over here. Sir, again, just for reading purpose, that, sir, what are the details which you should have? Principal or requirement during search operation. Sir, you should have a search warrant. Lady officer should be there with you when you are going for a search. Sir, before starting the search, please show your ID cards which are there. Search warrant should be executed. Means make the person sign the search warrant that we have shown you the search warrant. Sign it. Then only we'll start the search. Search should be in the presence of 2 independent witnesses. Call 2 independent witnesses from nearby place, and in the witness, in front of the witness, the search should happen. After the search has been done, one panchnama should be prepared and signed from the independent witness and the person in charge or the owner. Sir, what is this ditto? Ditto means the independent witness and the person in charge, which place you are doing the search, that person should sign it. Done, sir. This point is clear. Section number 67 done. 68 basically goes ahead and talks about inspection of goods in transit. We have already spoken about this. E-way bill chapter mein. Sir, inspection of goods in transit, whenever you are going on the way, if inspection of goods can happen, yes, inspection of goods can happen if the value of the goods is more than 50,000. The person in charge should produce the documents, etc. If documents are mismatch is there, then detention and seizure will happen. Offences and penalties chapter. But all documents found correct, he will go ahead and let you go. Done. Nothing very important. Section number 69, I believe C graded chapter ka A graded question can come from this. C graded chapter ka A graded question come from section number 69. Please be very careful about it. Done. Sir, what is the question they can go ahead and ask? Arrest. Baba, if you are going ahead and doing 4 offences which are under section number 132. Section number 132 1 May, there are 4 offences. Section number 132 1 May, first 4 offences. They are going ahead and telling, if commissioner has reason to believe that, sir, person has committed an offence under section number 132(1) A, B, C, D. Remember these 4 offences. Remember all the 4 of them. Number 1, if you are supplying without any invoice, you supplied but you did not give any invoice, or you are issuing bogus invoice. Invoice you are giving but supply you are not doing, or ITC has been taken by you with using such bogus invoice, or fraudulently you are taking ITC without any invoice or bill, or you have collected an amount as tax but you have not deposited to the government greater than 3 months. Always remember 4 cases, everyone. What are the 4 cases? Supply without invoice, invoice without supply. Sir, ITC taken on the basis of bogus invoice or ITC taken without any invoice or bill. Or the first, last one over here, amount which you have collected as tax, you are not going ahead and paying it to the government. Tax has been collected. Amount has been collected as tax and you are not paying it to the government greater than 3 months from the due date. Then Baba, remember one thing, if the amount is more than 2 crore rupees, they are going ahead and telling we will arrest you. Arrest and imprisonment, there is a difference. Imprisonment means everyone over here. Imprisonment basically means sending you to jail, giving you jail wala clothes, etc. Arrest does not mean sending you to jail. Arrest means holding you and keeping so that you don't become Vijay Mallya and run away from the country. They are going ahead and telling what is arrest, everyone? Holding you and keeping. Temporarily arresting you and keeping so that you don't run away from the country. That is called what, everyone? Arrest. When trial is going on, they are holding you and keeping. That's all, everyone. So these 4 offenses plus the amount is more than 2 crore, then you will be arrested. Sir, if again second time I go ahead and do, then repeated offense, any amount, you will be arrested. Always remember one thing, whenever they arrest you, there are 2 types of offenses which are there. One is cognizable offense. Cognizable means serious offense and they are not bailable. Cognizable means serious offenses which are not bailable. Okay? And one is non-cognizable, which are non-serious offenses and those are bailable. There are 2 types of offenses which are there. One is cognizable and non-bailable offense. And one is non-cognizable but bailable. Sir, what do you mean by this? Baba, cognizable means serious offenses for which bail cannot be given by the person who is going ahead and arresting you. In this scenario, you will be presented before the magistrate. Magistrate will decide whether to give you bail or send you to jail. Done. Non-cognizable means non-serious offenses and those are bailable. Means the arresting officer can go ahead and tell you, pay me 5 lakh rupees and I'll release you on bail. So those are known as what, everyone? Non-cognizable. Non-serious offenses are bailable by the person who is arresting you. Remember one thing, if these 4 offenses you have done and the amount is more than 5 crore rupees, then it will become a serious offense and it is not bailable. You will be presented before the magistrate within 24 hours and magistrate will go ahead and decide. So commissioner may authorize. So sir, once you have gone ahead and done offense, commissioner will authorize any officer of the central tax to arrest you. Now cognizable means severe offense whenever the amount is more than, see, you will be arrested when the amount is more than 2 crore. But if the amount is more than 5 crore, then it is cognizable, serious offense and you will be presented before the magistrate within 24 hours and magistrate will decide whether to release you on bail or sir send you to jail. Done, sir. And non-cognizable means non-severe and bailable offense. Any amount which is not crossing 5 crore rupees is assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner who is there, he can go ahead and decide the bail amount that you pay this much amount and will temporarily release you on bail. Done, sir. This point is clear over here. Remember one thing, like how in criminal offenses our normal police station ka officer behave, our normal police station ka officer will go ahead and give you the bail amount. Same here, assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner shall have the same power as officer in charge of a police station. In GST, assistant or deputy commissioner will go ahead and take care of that. Okay, sir. All arrests should be made as per the code of criminal procedure. Like how criminal procedures may arrests are being done, same thing should be followed over here. Done. Section number 69 done. Section number 70 is just the power with the GST officer that if they want, proper officer has the power to summon any person to give evidences, documents, things, any inquiry. And always remember, if you have been summoned, you must go ahead and appear for the summon and whatever details have been asked, you must go ahead and provide. Otherwise, if you fail to appear before the officer in a summon, section number 122(3) says penalty up to 25,000 can be imposed on you. Yes, sir, we remember. Section number 70 done. Section number 71. Again, one small question they can go ahead and ask you. Again, they can go ahead and ask you over here, access to business premises. Write a short note on access to business premises. What do you mean by access to business premises? Sir, whenever one officer has come for inspection or a chartered accountant has come for special audit, he will have access to business premises. You can't go ahead and send your dog behind him and send, hey, run. No. It says officer authorized by the proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner shall have access to inspect the books of accounts. So for an example, one GST officer was sent with an INS 01 by the joint commissioner for an inspection. You can't go ahead and throw him out of your premises. It says officer authorized by proper officer greater than equal to joint commissioner, he shall have access to inspect the books of account. He shall have access to inspect your books of account or documents, uh, computer program, computer software, and such other things as he may require and which is available at such place. Means if an officer has come for inspection, he will have access to all your books of accounts which are there. If an officer has come for inspection, he will have access to your books of account, document, computer program, and computer software, and such other things as he may require and available at your place of business for the purpose of audit, verification, and check. So if he has come for audit, if he has come for verification, he will have access to all this thing. And sir, if a person has come, person in charge, whoever is the person in charge of the premises, on demand by the proper officer who has come, or any audit party or the chart accountant or cost accountant who has come for special audit might be, you have to make available records as prepared by you and maintain trial balance, audited financial statement, cost audit, income tax audit report if any, and any other relevant record within 15 days of the demand. Within 15 days of the demand, you have to go ahead and make it available to them. Done, sir. They can go ahead and ask you a short note. Write a short note on access to business premises. Please go ahead and take care of this. You have to write these two paragraphs and come. The last one over here, which was asked in the previous exam, who are the other officers who have to go ahead and assist the proper officer in going ahead and discharging his duties? Now, sir, it says all other officers of police. So, for an example, officer is coming to a premises for inspection, search. They will get along with them one police officer. All officers of police, railway, customs, land revenue collection officer, village officer, SGST officer, and any other notified class of officer should always go ahead and assist the proper officer in implementation of the GST Act. GST Act may wherever any other officers of the government like custom officer, railway officer, SGST officer, village officer, all these people are required, then GST officer can go ahead and take their help for proper implementation of the law. So for an example, if proper officer is coming to a place of business for search and seizure, he is scared of you, then he can go ahead and tell the police officer, please come along with me, because if I go alone, they will not let me do the search and seizure, and hence they can go ahead and take the assistance of police. That's all has been told over here. In the previous exam, they had gone ahead and asked about it. Sir, what kind of a chapter? Again, I'll tell it's a C graded chapter. I like the first paragraph which is there. They can go ahead and ask what are the reason inspection can be done. This point can be small point can come. What are the powers of the officer when he is coming for search and seizure? He can break open doors, etc. Please be careful. Perishable goods, hazardous goods, if they have gone ahead and seized, it will be released when you go ahead and pay what? When you go ahead and pay the market price of the things or the tax interest penalty, whichever is lower. Sir, write a short note on access to business premises. They can go ahead and tell you. They can go ahead and tell you who are the other officers who need to assist the proper officer. Yes, sir. They can go ahead and ask you about the power to arrest. What are the reason you can be arrested? Remember 4 things. Section number 131 A, B, C, D, which I have told you. Along with that, the amount is more than 2 crore, you can be arrested. Repeatedly, if you do, second time, any amount, 4 offenses, any amount, you will be arrested. But remember one thing, if the amount is more than 5 crore, it's severe offense. If the amount is up to 5 crore, not exceeding 5 crore rupees. If the amount is more than 5 crore, it's a serious offense, cognizable, and you will be presented before magistrate. If the amount is less than or up to 5 crore rupees, it's not a serious offense. In that scenario, the ACDC arresting you will go ahead and offer you the bail amount and you will be released. Done, sir. This point is clear. Closing my revision on inspection, search, seizure. Baba, don't take C graded chapters lightly again. I'm telling you again and again, it is very, very important to do this chapter now, not one day before the exam. Done, sir. This point is clear. Closing my revision on inspection, search, seizure, and arrest. Done. Student says, sir, cognizable means Sangheen Aprad. Baba, Sangheen. Severe. Done. Sure. Done, everyone. Can we go ahead? Can we move ahead, everyone? Is everyone there? Can we go ahead? Chalo, can we go ahead, everyone? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear. Chalo, I'll talk to you guys for 1 minute and then we'll continue. I'm taking some rest. I'm not talking, you guys talk. Hey, what did you eat for breakfast? Quickly tell. If I hear what you eat for breakfast, now I can tell my wife, I like this. You make tomorrow. And my wife will make my chutney only and tell me eat. Pongal, sambar, okay. Poha, okay. Aloo paratha, pongal, okay. Tell me something innovative, something challenging, which I'll tell her to make. Sir, what's your opinion on 3 times exam? Baba, oh, for teachers. Just imagine January exam, amendments, January exam revision, May exam revision, May exam amendments, September exam revision, September exam amendments. There are a lot of things which are there. Books, you will buy January ka book, then you will tell, sir, is the book amended for May? Is the book amended for September? 2 attempts only. Baba, IDT teacher, though I don't know. It's going to be very challenging because of the amendments which will be there, amendments, revisions, etc. We'll have to figure out how we can do it simpler for students. That's all. It's okay. Whatever ICI says, anyways, we'll have to do it. Uh, White lobia. What is this? White lobia. Idiyappam. Crepe and croissant. Ah ha 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 ha. Sir, what did you have for breakfast? I had a very simple breakfast today. Good one. I had rotis, I had chutney, and I had little curry. That's all. Chili chikni with neer dosa. Ahaha. Chalo Baba. Yes. Omkar says, sir. Yes. 3 time exam mean 3 time revision. Yes, Baba, it can happen. Shera is doing good. He just went to sleep. Otherwise, I would have got him here. Hey, FTP is applicable. Who told FTP is not applicable? Shameless. FTP is applicable. Very good, no? Now you will be confused more. January you will think, hey, after 4 months, I'm not ready. After 4 months, May I'll give the exam. May will come so soon. You'll be like, hey, after 4 months, in September I'll give the exam. It's not an opportunity. You'll keep pushing your exam. Saying, okay, January, May, it's not very different. 4 months only, no, I'll write in May. Then, sir, no. May, I'll write in September. I can see intermediate student doing it, no. Whenever exams come, no, they'll be like, sir, January, it's okay, sir, I'll write in May. 4 months only, no, doesn't matter. They'll convince their parents also. 4 months later, I'll write. 4 months later, same situation. Nothing studied, nothing did. 4 months full time pass. Sir, will the increase in number of attempts affect the level of exam? How I wish I knew. I don't know, Baba. Vidya, no idea. I don't think so. Exams are very easy, Baba. IDT is very easy. Chalo, let's go ahead. Whatever it is, we all have to study and clear in this attempt only, May attempt only, so that it does not bother you whether 3 times, 4 times, you pass and you close it. Done, everyone? Chalo, let's go ahead. Everyone, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Chalo, let's go ahead. Yes, chalo. People who are doing question answers will 100% pass. People who are not doing question answers, my condolences. Then you will see 3 attempts. Exam ka 3 attempts are there. Chalo. Everyone, let's go ahead and now move to the next chapter. The next chapter is demand and recovery. Baba, in your exam, demand and recovery B graded, appeals and revision B graded. Either of them say one question will 100% come. You will see either of them say one question will 100% come. Either from demand and recovery or appeals and revision. And I'll be not amazed if both of them say one small question of 4 marks comes. You can't leave either of them and go for exam. It's very, very important from exam point of view. Sir, demand and recovery, any amendment is there? Baba, see, demand and recovery, actually no amendment is there. In demand and recovery, no, earlier it used to say that proper officer will issue an acknowledgement. Now they have gone ahead and deleted this word and they are telling once you have gone ahead and paid the tax using DRC 03, one intimation will be given, one acknowledgement will be given to you by the portal itself. Here the officer will go ahead and issue, this word has been removed. Rest, there is nothing which has changed in this chapter. Chalo, let's go ahead and do demand and recovery, everyone. Let's do it. Everyone, appeals and revision chapter amendment is there. We'll talk about it. Everyone over here, demand and recovery. Listen. Again, this is linking to assessments over here. See. Proper officer went ahead and told you there is a discrepancy. You went ahead and accepted it. Very good. You did not go ahead and accept. You furnished an explanation. He liked it. Very good. He did not like it. He can go ahead and do audit. He can go ahead and do special audit. He can do inspection, search, seizure, collect evidences against you, and then they can go ahead and raise a demand order under section number 73 and 74. After the demand order is given, please go make the payment within 3 months. Very good. If you don't make the payment within 3 months, go for an appeal. Very good. If you don't go for an appeal also, after 3 months, recovery will start. And here comes the chapter that first they will give you a demand order and then they will recover the amount from you. And here comes the chapter of demand and recovery. Everyone over here now. Whenever proper officer sees that tax is not paid, short paid by you, either you have not paid the tax or you have short paid the tax, or erroneous refund has been taken by you, or ITC was wrongly taken by you or wrongly used by you, then they are going and telling you can fall under 73 also, or you might fall under section number 74, either under section number 73 or you fall under section number 74. Section number 73, you will fall whenever they want to pass an order under section number 73, they will pass an order under section number 73 whenever it is not a case of fraud, willful misstatement or suppression. It means 74 generally comes whenever 74 may they go ahead and do the proceeding against you whenever you have gone ahead and done fraud, willful misstatement or any suppression of fact. Suppression of fact basically means non-declaration of fact or information which you are required to declare, or any information which was asked by the officer. If you don't go ahead and provide it, that's called suppression of fact, and you will be basically proceedings will come under section number 74. But if it is not fraud, willful misstatement or suppression, then section number 73, good boy case, is section number 73 wala case, wherein you are a good boy, by mistake happened, and if you are a fraud, then section number 74. Both the cases I have gone ahead and divided in left side and right side. Left side is the 73 wala cases, 74 is the right side wala case over here. Let's go ahead and quickly see. Everyone over here now. Now always remember one thing. One is show cause notice. So before the officer goes ahead and issues you show cause notice, you can go ahead and make the payment. Or one is after the show cause notice has been issued, you can go ahead and make the payment within 30 days. Or the demand order has come and then you can also go ahead and make the payment. There are 3 cases which are there. Always remember, everyone over here, I am going ahead and writing. Always remember, one is the show cause notice. One is the demand order. So either you can go ahead and make the payment before the show cause notice, or once the show cause notice has come, within 30 days you get time to make the payment. You can make the payment within 30 days, or once the demand order has come, after that you make the payment. ठीक है. तो if you are a good boy, before the issuance of show cause notice, if you go ahead and make the payment in section number 73 and section number 74, everyone listen carefully. Section number 73 may you just have to pay the tax, interest, penalty is not required to be paid if you go ahead and pay under section of, if you go ahead and if you are falling under section number 73. But section number 74, same thing, tax you have to pay, interest you have to pay, penalty at least, you can see over here 15% penalty has to be paid. The only difference is here at least 15% of the tax amount ka penalty has to be paid because you are a fraud. Sir, now if the show cause notice has been issued, remember voluntary payment of the show cause notice can be done only within 30 days. And they have gone ahead and told, once the show cause notice has been issued, if you go ahead and pay the payment within 30 days, you have to make tax, interest and penalty is not required to be paid. But after the show cause notice has come, if you are a section number 74 fraud ka case, because you made them pass the show cause notice over here, they are telling you have to just pay the tax, interest, penalty from 15%, it will become 25%. That's all. ठीक है सर. After the demand order has been passed, if you go ahead and pay, then you have to pay tax, interest, penalty will be 10,000 or 10% of the tax amount, whichever is higher over here. But after the demand order has come, if you are a fraud case, then again you are given 30 days ka time. Only for fraud cases, they are giving another 30 days ka time and telling you can pay tax, interest, penalty can be only 50% of the tax amount. But after 30 days, if you make the payment, then they are telling after 30 days, you have to pay tax, interest, penalty, which will be 100% of the tax amount. Please tell me everyone, are we all 100% clear? In the exam, if they go ahead and ask you, please remember before show cause notice, if you go ahead and make the payment, under 73, it is tax, interest. After show cause notice, tax, interest. After demand order, tax, interest, penalty is 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher. But sir, in case of fraud, it is tax, interest, penalty 15%, then 25%. Then once the demand order has come, if you are going ahead and making the payment, it is 50%. And once 30 days also has got over after the demand order, then you have to go ahead and pay 100% of the tax amount. This can be one question in the exam. Please be very careful about it. Done, sir? This point is clear. Now, one more question which they can go ahead and ask you over here is, sir, show cause notice should be issued within how many days and demand order should be issued within how many days? Always remember one thing, demand order ke liye, the time limit under section number 73, demand order ke liye it is 3 years. And sir, under section number 74, the demand order ka time limit is, sir, 5 years. From the due date of annual return. Always remember, from the due date of annual return, it is 3 years and it is 5 year over here. So for an example, if I go ahead and tell you 2020-21 year it is, and it is section number 73 ka case, the demand order should be passed 2021, right? On due date of annual return, 31st December is the due date of annual return. From here, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. 3 years will get over when, sir? 21, 22, 23, 31st December 2024. Always remember one thing, in case of section number 73, demand order and show cause notice, the minimum distance should be 3 months. It means show cause notice, the last time limit to issue is 2 years, 9 months, which is 30th of September 2024. Is everyone 100% clear with this? Yes, sir, we remember. Now we can recall also. Sir, if it is a fraud ka case, always remember one thing, the time limit to issue show cause notice 2021 ke liye, it is 31st December 2021. From here, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year and 5 year. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, because fraud detection can take time. So the demand order ke liye time limit is 5 years from the due date of annual return. And sir, show cause notice and demand order, the minimum difference should be at least 6 months. So show cause notice ke liye the time limit is 1, 2, 3, 4 years, 6 months. So it is 30th of June 2026. I hope everyone is 100% clear. Remember, one is this penalties which I have told you. This you should remember, and secondly, you should also go ahead and remember the time limit to pass the demand order and the show cause notice, which I have gone ahead and told you. These are the two most important part over here. Chalo, we'll now go ahead and quickly cover this. So, sir, once you, section number 73, they have gone ahead and told if you go ahead and pay the tax before issuance of show cause notice or whenever you get a GST DRC 01A ka part A, basically GST DRC 01 ka part A mein, it is not a show cause notice, it is just an intimation of the tax, interest and penalty which you have to pay, which the officer goes ahead and tells you. So, if the officer tells you the amount to be paid, he will inform you in GST DRC 01A, which is like a pre-show cause notice, which is not a show cause notice like a show cause notice, but yet now show cause notice is not issued. It's just a calculation which will provide you. Or before issuance of show cause notice, you can yourself go ahead and pay. Sir, if you are under 73, you will pay the tax and interest. Full payment done, chapter will be closed. Intimation, intimate the proper officer that I have made the payment and he will not issue, but now it is told that one acknowledgement will be issued in GST DRC 04 that you have gone ahead and made the payment. Sir, if you go ahead and make part payment or you go ahead and you want to go ahead against DRC 01A, you want to talk anything, then you can go ahead and make your submission and now show cause notice will come. If it is section number 74, same tax, interest, penalty will be 50%. Make the full payment, chapter closed, intimate the officer and one acknowledgement will be given to you in GST DRC 04. Done, sir, this point is clear. Sir, if you make part payment or you want to make any submission, do that and now what will happen? Show cause notice will come. Detailed show cause notice will come in your mail and Baba, always remember one summary of the show cause notice will be given in GST DRC 01. Okay, sir, once summary has been given, now you have remember 3 months prior to the demand order, show cause notice should be given. In fraud case, 6 months prior to the order, the show cause notice should be given. Always remember this. Done, sir? Are we here? We are clear. Done. One student is telling, sir, ghee and karam idli. Baba, this question I had asked before half an hour. It means the student has joined the class after half an hour. Yes, everyone over here now. The next one, sir, in the show cause notice, the GST officer will always go ahead and tell you the tax amount, the interest at the rate of 18%, and he will also state the ground asking why the specified amount should not be demanded. He will go ahead and give you the show cause notice. Remember one thing, show cause notice once it has come, if you want to make the payment of the show cause notice, the payment of the show cause notice voluntarily you can go ahead and make within 30 days. If you go ahead and make within 30 days, you just have to pay the tax and interest and inform the officer and penalty is not required. Demand order will not come. Officer will just close the proceeding and pass one GST DRC 05. Done, sir. If it is on the right side, same tax, interest, penalty will be 25%, nothing else. Then after this, if you don't go ahead and make the payment, they are going ahead and telling if you make representation or you want to give reply, now what will happen? Give representation, talk to the officer. If everything gets closed, very good. If it does not get closed, they will go ahead and pass a demand order. Detailed demand order will be sent to you and summary will be given in GST DRC 07. Once he has gone ahead and given the demand order, remember one thing. Now, non-fraud cases always has to pay tax, interest, penalty 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher, mandatorily is required to be paid. You have to go ahead and inform the officer and officer will close the case by passing GST DRC 05. Sir, on the right hand side, if demand order is given under section number 74, you have 30 days to make the payment. If you pay, you have to pay tax, interest, penalty 50%. If you pay after 30 days, it is tax, interest and penalty which is 100% of the tax amount. Remember one thing, the demand order ka time limit under section number 73 is 3 years. And section number 74 is 5 years. Show cause notice should be at least passed 3 months prior. To show cause notice ke liye last time limit to go ahead and issue show cause notice is 2 years 9 months, and here the show cause notice ka time limit is 4 years and 6 months. Sir, if I don't go ahead and pass the show cause notice and demand order in time, remember all the proceedings shall be deemed to be concluded, closed. Done, sir. Sir, 3 years and 5 years should be always taken from the due date of the annual return which is there for the financial year for which the order has to be passed. From that year, 3 years due date of annual return say 3 years or 5 years. Sir, if erroneous ka refund ka case it is then the date the erroneous refund was given, from that date the demand order can be given within 3 years or 5 years from the date of erroneous refund. Always remember, either after the demand order you make the payment or you can go for an appeal. That we'll understand in the next chapter, appeals and revision, or the department after the 3 month gets over can go ahead and start recovery against you. In this chapter, in this whole diagram which I have gone ahead and explained you, always remember one thing. What is the most important part? One is the time limit for issuance of demand order and show cause notice, 2.2 years 9 months and 3 years in 73, 4 years 6 months and 5 years in section number 74 which is there. Penalty computation I have already told you 0, 0 and it is 10% or 10,000 whichever is higher, 15, 25, 50 and 100. Done, sir. This is the most important part over here. This explanation is nothing, just for reading. Here, section number 73 mein one circular is there which goes ahead and says, people went ahead and asked, section number 73 subsection 11 goes ahead and says, sir, if I don't go ahead and pay self-assessed tax or amount collected as tax, if I don't go ahead and pay within 30 days, penalty will be 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher. Sir, what do you mean by this? So here, practically it does not happen, but theoretically you can understand this. Listen to me very carefully. What they are going ahead and telling is, whether penalty under section number 7311 is leviable where GSTR 3B has been filed after the due date? No, Baba. If GSTR 3B has been filed after the due date, they are not going ahead and telling this penalty will come. They are going ahead and telling section number 7311 can be only invoked when section number 73 is invoked, and provision of section number 73 are generally not invoked when you have gone ahead and filed your GSTR 3B late, because tax along with the applicable interest has already been paid after the due date. So they are going in and telling, if you are going in and filing your GSTR 3B late, we will not invoke section number 7311 and charge you. So generally, if you are going in and filing your GSTR 3B late, we will not go ahead and invoke 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher ka penalty. No. They are telling, it is accordingly clarified that section number 7311 is not payable in such cases when you have gone in and filed your GSTR 3B after the due date. However, if you are filing your GSTR 3B late, a general penalty of up to 25,000 under section number 125, which is told, GST officer can go ahead and charge. That is up to the GST officer. But, so sir, when will this penalty of 10% or 10,000 be charged? Baba, you have to remember like this. For an example, this is the month of April. April month ka 20th May, you filed your GSTR 3B. You told your output tax liability self-assessed is 10 lakh. Input tax rate, for an example, 0. You have to pay 10 lakh rupees over here. You did not pay and you filed your return. Practically not possible to file the return without paying the tax. Theoretically, this return will be known as invalid return. Where you did not go ahead and pay your tax and you file your return, that's called invalid return. A valid return is when you have paid the tax and you filed the return. Invalid is when you did not pay your tax and you filed your return. So what happened over here? Your self-assessed liability was 10 lakh rupees. You did not go ahead and pay and you filed your return. Remember one thing, you must go ahead and make the payment. See everyone, 1 minute over here. You must go ahead and make the payment within 30 days. This amount of self-assessed tax should be paid within 30 days. If you don't go ahead and pay within 30 days, then the GST officer can go ahead and issue a show cause notice and give you a penalty order wherein he can go ahead and charge you a penalty of 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher ka penalty can be imposed on you. So this 10% or 10,000 ka penalty can be imposed only if you have self-assessed the tax and not made the payment of this tax within the next 30 days. Officer can follow the procedure under section number 73 by issuing you a show cause notice and then giving a demand order by demanding 10% or 10,000, whichever is higher. Please do one question on this. They have gone ahead and asked question in the exam and it is there in your Q&A material. First 2-3 questions are on this only. Please do it and go. Don't leave it. Everyone over here now. Section number, see Baba, this in your book is the A graded chart. B graded chapter ka A graded chart this is. I have already told you this point is very, very important. This point is very, very important and this section number 7311 is very, very important. Please do some questions and go. Don't leave it. Done, sir. Now comes section number 75, 76 and 77. Listen to me very carefully. Here, in B graded chapter, I'll consider this chart as B graded. Sir, what are the important points you feel? Let's go ahead and quickly revise. Section number 75 mein. Section number 75, general provision, they can go ahead and ask a small question. But what are the important points? We'll go ahead and discuss. Number 1, period of stay is always to be excluded. Whenever you are going ahead and passing a show cause notice or a demand order, if any court ka stay had come, that will not be included in the time limit of the 3 years or 5 years ka time limit. That period of stay will always be excluded. Done, sir. This second point and third point is very, very important, wherein there is a small circular also which is there. B graded chapter ka B graded question they can go ahead and ask. So everyone listen to me very carefully. If show cause notice under section number 74, if show cause notice under section number 74(1) is not sustainable, proper officer shall determine the tax deeming the show cause notice under section number 73(1). Sir, what do you mean by this? They are going ahead and telling. So for an example, So, and the next point also you should remember, demand order issued as per the direction of appellate authority, appellate tribunal or court should be issued within 2 years from the date of such direction. You know what happened? The proper officer, for an example, this is the year 2020-21. 2020-21 के लिए the proper officer went ahead. This is the due date of annual return, 31st December 2021. ठीक है? For this year, the proper officer 1, 2, 3. This is the time limit to go ahead and pass the show cause notice and demand order under section number 73. You know what happened? The proper officer went ahead and passed the show cause notice under section number 74 over here. Show cause notice under section number 74. Okay? And accordingly, he went ahead and passed a demand order over here only. Show cause notice under section number 73. Demand order also given. People, please concentrate. Demand order also given under section number 70. 73 show cause notice, 74 show cause notice, and demand order also section number 74. He passed it. He told I am a fraud and he went ahead and charged a penalty on me and he passed the demand order. I went to the court. I went to the appellate authority, appellate tribunal or court and told, sir, I am not a fraud. The demand order which has been passed against me under section number 74, I am not a fraud. They have gone ahead and passed a demand order under fraud. I am not a fraud. And appellate authority or appellate tribunal or court went ahead and held that, it is not a fraud and the demand order which is being passed is not valid. In this scenario, once the court ka direction has come, within the next 2 years, the officer should go ahead and now pass a fresh demand order under section number 73. Because the court has issued direction within the next 2 years. From the court ka order, within the next 2 years, he will go ahead and pass a fresh demand order under section number 73. But he will not be required to go ahead and pass a fresh show cause notice. The show cause notice which was already passed under section number 74 will be deemed to be a show cause notice under 73, and accordingly the proper officer will do the proceeding and within the next 2 years he will go ahead and pass a demand order. That is what is being told. That, sir, if show cause notice and demand order which was passed under section number 74, later the person went to the appellate authority, appellate tribunal or court, and court went ahead and held that the show cause notice which was passed or the demand order which was passed under section number 74 is not sustainable because fraud could not be proved, then Baba, the proper officer will deem this show cause notice under section number 73 and do the proceedings and pass the demand order within the next 2 years from the day the court has gone ahead and given the direction. I want everyone to quickly give me a heads up. Did you guys understand this point? Yes, sir, we understood this point. But you have to remember one thing. Now, officer wants to deem this show cause notice under section number 73. But this show cause notice should have been passed within the time limit of section number 73. Otherwise, officers will start misusing this. I will go ahead and tell you how. For an example, for the year 2021, the due date of annual return is 31st December 2021. Correct, everyone? The due date of annual return is 31st December 2021. 22, 23, 31st December 2024 is the last date to pass show cause. Here was the last date to pass show cause notice and then demand order. This was the last date. But if section number 74 we see the due dates are till 26. 31st December 2026 tak demand order and show cause notice, and then the demand order can be passed till 31st December 2026. You know what the GST officer did? He knew that you are coming under section number 73, but because the 73 ka time limit was gone, what he did, no, he went ahead and passed a show cause notice under section number 74 and then went ahead and gave you a demand order under section number 74. You told him I am not a fraud and you took the case to the court. Now what will the court go ahead and decide? Court went ahead and decided that this demand order is not sustainable. Now GST officer told, okay, if demand order is not sustainable, the same show cause notice I will go ahead and deem it to be a show cause notice under section number 73. And now once the court ka order has come, from the court ka order within 2 years I will go ahead and pass a fresh demand order under section number 73. No tension. Here one circular came and that was being clarified that, sir, because now you are deeming this show cause notice under section number 73, this show cause notice should have been issued as per the time limit of section number 73, which is 2 years 9 months. If this show cause notice was issued after this time limit of 2 years 9 months, you can't deem the show cause notice under section number 73, and accordingly, because the time limit under section number 73 is gone, this will become time barred, and now the GST officer cannot go ahead and pass any demand order. I hope this point is 100% clear to all. Yes, sir, this point is clear. Remember one thing, and that is the same thing they have gone ahead and told over here. In this circular, the same thing has been explained. I've gone ahead and quickly explained you. You guys can read this at home when you want to. Done, sir. This point is clear. Chalo. So always remember one thing. If a demand order has been passed under section number 74, if a demand order has been passed under section number 74 and later the court went ahead and told, is everyone 100% clear? Quickly give me a heads up. I can't see likes in the video today. Quickly give me the likes, everyone. Is everyone 100% clear? Now listen. So if demand order under section number 74 is not sustainable, then Baba, the show cause notice can be deemed as a show cause notice under section number 73, and now proper officer can, within 2 years of the court ka direction, within 2 years, the proper officer can go ahead and pass a fresh demand order. But to pass a fresh demand order, this show cause notice under section number 73 should have been issued within the time limit under section number 73, which is 2 years and 9 months. Done, sir. This point is clear. The next one over here is, Baba, always whenever they are passing an order against you, they will give you opportunity of being heard. Adjournment maximum is 3 times. Whenever the GST officer passes an order, it will always be a speaking order. Speaking order means it will always tell the fact and circumstances based on which the order has been passed. Tax, interest and penalty which they go ahead and tell in the demand order cannot exceed what is told in the show cause notice. What is told in the show cause notice should be confirmed by the demand order. If in the show cause notice they have given some grounds that, sir, ITC has been wrongly availed, the demand order also should be passed on the same ground. It cannot be different. Done, sir. Sir, where appellate authority, appellate tribunal or court modifies the tax, interest and penalty, you went to the appeal, and in the appeal, appellate authority, appellate tribunal or court went ahead and modified the amount of tax. They increased. Then tax, interest and penalty also will increase. That's all they are going ahead and telling. Whenever appellate authority, court, tribunal modifies the tax, interest and penalty also will become modified. Always remember one thing, even if in the demand order the officer forgot to tell the interest amount to be paid, interest is always payable irrespective of the fact whether it is told in the demand order or not. But this is not for penalty. Penalty need not be paid if it is not told in the demand order. It means penalty always has to be stated by the officer in the demand order. Then, sir, within 3 years or 5 years, if they don't pass the demand order, remember demand order and show cause notice, if they don't go ahead and basically pass within the time limit, it will be deemed that that year ka proceedings have been closed. Then, sir, any wait time spent should always be excluded. Period of stay, wait time, etc. is always to be excluded. Always remember, self-assessed tax liability, they will always go ahead and directly demand from you. Yes, sir. Self-assessed tax liability means whatever is told in GSTR 1 is known as a self-assessed tax liability. It is told over here, self-assessed tax liability shall include the tax payable in respect of outward supply, which is told in GSTR 1, but the same has not been included in GSTR 3B. Sir, GSTR 1 may have told 1 crore and the liability is 18 lakh rupees, but in the GSTR 3B, I did not go ahead and tell the same amount. I told a lower amount, so they will go ahead and tell in GSTR 1 what amount you told. That's your self-assessed liability. If you don't go ahead and pay the same amount to your GSTR 3B, I hope you guys remember now rule number 88C, which you entered and learned. First, they will go ahead and give you a notice, give you time to make the payment, and then only they will go ahead and start the recovery. Yes, sir, we remember. I'll go ahead and connect it over here. In our return chapter, we had gone ahead and learned that, sir, GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B, if there is a difference, that can be recovered from you. There is no demand order to be given. Direct recovery is possible over there. It will be directly recovered. Done, sir. This point is clear. The next one over here is, sir, no penalty and for the same act. If section number 74 may you have been penalized already, or 73 may you are penalized already, they are telling under section number 122, etc. For the same act, they will not penalize you again. Done, sir. This point is clear. 76 has nothing to talk. Section number 76 says if something was not taxed, but you told the person this is 18% tax is there and you collected an amount representing as tax. What do you mean by amount representing as tax? What is not tax, but you told tax and you went ahead and collected. Always remember one thing, if you collected something representing as tax, it is not tax, but you went ahead and collected it. Then they are going ahead and telling amount collected representing a tax should be immediately paid to the government. There is no due date because due date is for tax next month 20th. But if you collect any amount which is not tax only and you told tax and you collected that amount, it should be immediately paid to the government. If you don't pay it immediately or you never paid it, remember, whenever after 50 years also if government comes to know about it, government can issue you a show cause notice. There is no time limit to issue show cause notice, and show cause notice to demand order within 1 year they will go ahead and give you the demand order. Done, sir. This point is clear. 76 just goes ahead and says if you collect any amount representing as tax, it is not tax but you told it is tax and you went ahead and collected it. Remember, show cause notice, there is no time limit. Demand order, from show cause notice the demand order will be passed within 1 year. Done. Section number 77 is very simple over here. Supposingly I went ahead and paid, assumed one transaction to be intrastate and paid CGST, SGST. Later I realized, oh no, I should not have paid CGST, SGST. It was interstate and I should have paid IGST. So if you have already paid CGST, SGST, thinking one transaction to be intra, but it is inter, no problem. CGST, SGST, take a refund and pay the correct IGST which is there. Whenever you are taking a refund, government will go ahead and give you the refund of the wrong tax paid, and correct tax when you are paying, you are not required to pay any interest. That's all has been told by section number 77. So if you have paid IGST for an example by mistake and later you have to pay CGST, SGST, take the IGST ka refund and pay the correct CGST, SGST, you will not be required to pay any interest. That is told by section number 77 read with section number 19 of the IGST Act. Done, sir. All these three sections which are there, no baba, are B graded. You might see a 3 to 4 marker question. In my opinion, what are the points you can take care over here? This second and third point, which because there is a circular over here, so they can go ahead and ask one question from this. Remember, tax, interest and penalty in the demand order cannot exceed the show cause notice. This point is important. 76, I went ahead and told you the time limit to issue show cause notice in case amount collected as representing as tax. Remember this. And 77, wrong tax paid, please take a refund. Correct tax you can pay, don't pay any interest. Done, sir. This was about 75, 76 and 77. Baba, when you read 75, please read the circular also. That's all is the most important part. Other than that, we have gone ahead and quickly revised everything, right? Now we'll go ahead and read the recovery ka sections which are there. Everyone, please come to recovery. Please come to recovery. Please come to recovery. Please come to recovery, everyone. Is everyone there with me? Can we go ahead? Yes, sir. Chalo. Now recovery over here. Everyone, what is recovery ka section? Section number 78 till section number 84. It is over here. In this section, we'll not go ahead and put more time, but I'll go ahead and tell you what are the most important sections over here. Remember, section number 78 just simply goes ahead and says that recovery will start within 3 months. Sir, once 3 months gets over, if you don't go ahead and pay the amount of demand which is there, then post that the recovery will start. Okay, sir. Modes of recovery is something, Baba, I find recovery wala provision C graded. Please be careful. It is not very, very important, but C graded. Okay. Remember what are the modes of recovery? M square, R square, TDS. M for magistrate ke through recovery can be done. So for an example, any amount is recoverable from me. If I don't go ahead and make the payment, my GST officer will go ahead and tell the magistrate, and magistrate will do the recovery from me. What are they telling? M for magistrate. Recovery through application to the magistrate. My GST officer will give an application to the magistrate and magistrate will recover the amount from me. R for refund. Any refund which has to be given to me either by the GST department or income tax department, any specified officer, if they have to go ahead and specified means government ka officer who has to go ahead and give me any amount of refund, our GST officer will tell that officer, don't go ahead and give the money to Ramesh, give the amount to the GST department, because GST department, Ramesh has to pay the GST department. Done. Refund ka adjustment can be done. T for third party ke through recovery can be done. From third party from whom amount is due or may become due to such person. So whatever any amount which has to come from a third party to me, might be my insurance policy has matured and amount has to come to me, and my debtors have to pay me. So the GST officer will tell them to pay it to the GST department, and they will not make the payment to me, they will make the payment to the GST department. Third party ke through recovery can be done. Then D for sir, district collector ke through. So my GST officer will tell the district collector, and district collector will come and do the vasuli. Yes, Baba, vasuli. Vasuli means recovery. Then S for selling of goods. They can go ahead and sell my goods, detain my truck, catch hold of all my goods and sell my goods and recover the amount. Done, sir. Realization of bond. They can realize if I had gone ahead and given a bond along with a bank guarantee, they can realize the money from my bond which is there. Always remember one thing, whenever any dues has to be collected from you, both GST department, central government ka department, state government ka department will not come and catch your neck. First, SGST officer will collect the dues from you, and they will go ahead and whatever belongs to the central government, they will remit the amount to the central government. If they could do a partial recovery, if supposingly GST officers came, state government ka GST officer came and they did a partial recovery from you, then they will go ahead and divide among central and state in pro rata basis. If partial recovery, pro rata distribution between the central government and the state government. One explanation is there over here which says recovery is also possible from your distinct person. They can also go ahead and recover the money from your distinct person. Chalo, done. So Baba, this was about recovery. Vasuli. If you don't go ahead and pay the demand order within 3 months, after 3 months, they will go ahead and recover the amount from you. I believe they can go ahead and ask a small question on this. Please remember. Now you did not go ahead and make the payment of the tax, then Baba, they are going ahead and telling demand can be also, the amount can also be taken from you in installment. So they are going ahead and telling payment in installment. If you want, you can go ahead and give the commissioner one application and he can extend the time for payment, or he can give you installment. Baba, remember maximum installment is 24%, 24 installment. Self-assessed tax which you are told in your return and you have not gone ahead and made the payment, for which direct recovery is going to happen. GSTR 1 may you told, GSTR 3 may you did not go ahead and make the payment. Then Baba, for that direct recovery is done. Rule number 88C, first they will give you a notice, then you will reply. If you don't reply, then they will start recovery. In that recovery proceeding, they are going ahead and telling there is no installment. If by chance you did not pay, they will not give you any installment and all. Always remember, installment facility is subject to interest under section number 50. Means you have to pay interest, and Baba, installment, if you default in any installment, then total installment facility will be withdrawn and total amount will be recovered from you immediately. This point I like it. Installment is not allowed if the amount is less than 25,000. Whenever any amount becomes due from you, remember, if you go ahead and charge with your property or transfer your property to anyone, such transfer of property shall be void. But such transfer of property will not be void if you have done with a bona fide intention for adequate consideration. You did not know about the proceedings and you went ahead and transferred, or you took the proper officer permission and then the transfer was done, then the transfer of property shall not be void. Done. This is fine. Section number 82 is okay. 83 talks about provisional attachment. Sir, what is provisional attachment? Whenever one proceedings have started against you, if proper officer is of the opinion that you will go ahead and run away with your property, or you will go ahead and withdraw your money and run away, then he can go ahead and issue one order which is GST DRC 22, and he will go ahead and give the order to the concerned department and say, Ramesh ka bank account says it, transport authority, whenever Ramesh comes, don't transfer any of his immovable cars, etc. Stamp duty authorities, don't transfer his building or anything to anyone. See, the proper officer will put a stay on everything. Provisional stay, basically what they are telling, he will attach all your properties, etc. Now you can go to him, file an objection, and if he wants, he can go ahead and allow you to go ahead and use your property, or he will remove the attachment, or if he does not like it, if he likes it, he will release and pass one DRC 23. Commissioner is not satisfied, then the attachment will continue. But remember one thing, the attachment can be maximum for a period of 1 year. Done, sir. This point is clear. Other than that, section number 84 is okay. In this chapter, first chart I have told you A graded, B graded chapter ka A graded question can come. Second chart I have gone ahead and told you section number 75, 76, 77. I like it. It can come in the exam. Please remember. And then we went ahead and learned about recovery. Recovery may I have already gone ahead and told you. Modes of recovery is the most important part. Installment, you can remember installment wala part which is there. And this provisional attachment, just read it once and go. I think these are the most important parts of this chapter. I'll go ahead and close my revision on demand and recovery. Congratulations, people. Done. Done. Yes, everyone. How many chapters did we cover today? People, how many chapters did we cover? We have gone ahead and covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Very good. We have gone ahead and covered good amount of chapters. We'll do one thing, everyone. हाँ ठीक है. हाँ, we have covered 8 chapters. Sir, you just recovered the GST concept, what we learned. Yes, very good. Chalo. Done. I'll do one thing, everyone. I'll not go ahead and give you a break today. I'll go ahead and stop my discussion till here. Okay? I'll not go ahead and give you a break today. We'll do one thing. I've gone ahead and taught you 8 chapters today, wherein we have gone ahead and learned TDS, e-commerce, returns. We have learned advanced rolling, assessment, audit, inspection, and we have learned demand and recovery. I want you guys that these 8 chapters ka whatever questions are there, you go ahead and cover them. Sir, which are the chapters you want us to read? Baba, TDS ka chapter, you can just read the question. E-commerce, you can read it. Returns, you can read it. Advanced rolling, read. Inspection, read. Demand and recovery, you can solve the questions. Demand and recovery mein calculation, etc. ka whatever questions are there relating to the time limit, etc. If you want, you can go ahead and solve the questions which are there. Okay, everyone, I'll do one thing. I'll go ahead and close my revision for today till here only. Done. These 8 chapters which I have gone ahead and told you, please go ahead and practice the question answers which are there for these 8 chapters. In the next class, we'll go ahead and start with the appeals and revision, and mostly in the next class, we will be done with your complete GST which is there. Because the next class, we have only the big chapters, appeals, offenses, place, and refunds which are there. These are the 4 big chapters which are there. Mostly in the next class, we should be able to complete it. Right, everyone? Done, sir. This point is clear. I'll do one thing, everyone. I'll go ahead and close our revision today till here. Today at home, you must do the question answers, and then I'll go ahead and see you in the next class. Right, everyone? Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.